Testing, testing. Testing, testing, testing. All right, folks, it looks like we are live. And it looks like I'm by myself. So we'll just kind of stall and stammer and stumble around until somebody shows up. Kind of a last minute thing. I was watching a movie with the wife and let the time get away from me. So I guess while we're doing this, let me play with some settings. Well, where's my chat? Where's my chat? Here we go. All right, Bill, where'd you put the chat? Come on, Grumpus. Oh, that says no chat. Maybe that's part of it. And we got a chat box in, all right. Got that going. Hey, Marcel, how you doing? Kind of snuck up on me in a hurry tonight. I looked at the clock and it was 10 till. I hope you're doing okay. I just sent Charlotte out a link. I'm going to send you out a link too if you're interested. We are still on EV Mux tonight. And we're still trying to figure the thing out. There you go if you're interested. It's late. I'm not worried about any stragglers coming in. Well, Marcel, did you do anything fun today? I've been outside most of the day. Decided to take advantage of the weather. Tell you what, we went out early today, about, 10 o'clock to have our coffee. Oh, you're in a hotel room with your kids. Oh, okay. Is the weather down there nice? It was pretty nice here today. I haven't even had a chance to check this. I hope you can hear me okay. Hope I'm not too boomy. So I'm assuming you're in for the whole weekend down at Corpus. Excuse me while I pour myself a cold beverage. I can't remember, Marcel. Is your husband still active in, or is he? Did he finally retire or reserves or? What's that situation? Yeah, I was getting ready to say, me and the wife went out, sat on the deck, had our coffee this morning about 10 o'clock, talking about what we wanted to get done for the day out in the yard. And at 2 o'clock, we were still thinking about and talking about what we needed to get up and do. And I think 3 o'clock, I finally got out of my chair and said, let's work till 5. So we got couple hours worth of stuff done and called it a job. Still active. Okay. Okay, well, that makes sense. Wasn't trying to pry. I was just curious because I thought there was a time when y'all were kicking that ball around. So I'm assuming he didn't go with you this weekend. I'm surprised Terry hadn't jumped in here yet. He's usually the first one to check in. Will you let me know, Marcel, if I get out of bounds? You wouldn't be the first one to let me know. Excuse me. I'm still trying to. It's hard to run this thing on by yourself. It's hard to keep track of the chats and keep track of the blinking lights, and I still don't have this thing set up exactly the way I want it. This isn't the background I thought I was going to have. See if I can find it. Okay. Well, that didn't work out. That is not working the way it's supposed to work. Bear with me, folks. I'll get a grip on. Well, come on. Seems like every week I just show up and we test this thing. How's that? That's a little bit better. That's stable. I am getting messages. Check your IG messages. Oh, Instagram. Okay. Well, let me look here. Yeah, that makes perfect sense, Marcel. Yeah, I don't blame you. I don't blame you a bit. In fact, I think he's a pretty smart dude. You don't want to be copy and paste that, huh? So, like I said, we worked around the garden a little bit today, mostly just clean up. Hey, Tom, how you doing? I don't. Tom, refresh my memory. The last name is not ringing a bell with me. Where did we meet, and when have we talked? LSG's doing good. I haven't fired that up since September. I'm getting kind of itchy. Kind of itching to build a fire. The last few months I couldn't. We've never met. Well, I'm curious. People up this late finds me. They usually know me. Yeah, I fire mine up normally I fire my Lone Star up about 3 times a month, weather permitting. But I had a little episode in October, and I hadn't been able to lift the lid. And when I finally was able to lift the lid, I realized I couldn't reach all the way back and pull it back shut again. So it's just been sitting there. Will you shave your beard? No, if you knew what was under this, you wouldn't want me to shave it. I've had this, gosh, almost 20 years. It wasn't white before I got married. Well, anyway, Tom, welcome aboard. Glad you stopped by and said hi. Which LSG did you buy? Excuse me. Yep, pollen's still working on me. Yeah, I'm fixing to move my pit. Now, when I bought it, Chris up at Lone Star has told me it probably weighed somewhere between 1,500 and 1,600 pounds. And that dude is so top heavy, it's pretty much been parked where I brought it home. And I'm going to have to move it. I'm going to rebuild my deck, and it's in my way. So I guess I might have to find me. I don't know. I got some corn-fed dudes at work I think could probably help me move it. Between three of us, maybe get one other person. Four of us, we could probably get that thing moved without tipping it over. I know once it starts going over, ain't nobody going to be able to hold it up. So I'm hoping not to knock a fence down when I move it. Oh, look at here. It actually rang a little bell. How you doing, Charlotte?
I'm doing great. How are you, Grumpus?
I'm doing fine. Sorry about the last minute notice.
No, it's okay. I love your scenery.
Well, thank you. I'm at the cabin tonight.
Are you? I
Yeah.
love it. I think you should build yourself one.
Well, this is cheaper.
Indeed. Indeed. Yeah, I have a couple of technical. I am so upset with this Logitech camera
Are
because I've
you
been
really?
trying to. I've got it plugged in right now and it's not even on, and I don't understand what's going on with it.
You know
I don't
what I
even.
ought to do? I've got a spare laying around here. I ought to send it to you and let you try it so we can figure out if it's your camera
Or my
or
computer.
what it's plugged into.
Because sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. Right now, it is not.
I'll be darned.
And it's not, I mean, it's not lit up or anything. It's crazy.
Well, there's the other Tom. How
Uh,
you doing tonight, Tom?
I can't, there he is. Hi, Marcel. Hi.
Marcel was the first one to jump on tonight.
Was she?
She absolutely was.
You were on it, Marcel. Oh, I'm still trying to. There.
You okay?
Ah.
So the Logitech just won't come on now.
Well, it does occasionally. And then when it does come on, I never know how long it's going to stay on.
And you've got it plugged into a Chromebook?
Yeah, and these are supposed to be some, cameras that are known to go with Chromebooks.
Mm-hmm.
They are compatible. And that's why I bought it. But, yeah, I've been having a hard time with it.
Well,
And I have
some
another one, but I can't find it. So I thought to see if I could plug that one in, maybe it would work better.
sometimes my even my Sony, I'll turn
Hmm.
it on and I can't get anything on the screen. But I'll look on the back and the display on the back is working, so I know the camera's up and working.
Hmm. Hmm.
And what I've been doing the last few weeks is I shut the computer off, turn the cameras on, and then reboot
Oh.
because there's a little apparatus that I use to plug the camera into it,
Hmm.
and then it plugs into the computer into a
Oh,
USB port. Sometimes I think it doesn't detect that USB dongle I have back there.
right.
But when you first turn your computer on, it looks around everywhere to see where everybody's at, and it
Right.
seems to have been working better that way.
I'll try that next time. Just restart before I even try anything.
Yeah, just turn the
And
computer, turn the
turn it
plug, have
completely
the camera plugged in
right.
before
And
you fire it up.
before I fire it up. Yeah, 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 yeah. That makes a lot of sense. A lot, yeah. Whew. So, how was your week?
The week was slow.
Wasn't it?
It was just, well, it's been slow at work
Oh,
for the
that's
last
probably
3 months. 3 months.
why. Ooh.
And it seemed like the last 2 weeks, phone's been ringing off the hook. Everybody's wanting stuff all at once. How soon can they get it?
Right.
And throwing out a lot of bids, waiting for them to come back in. You tell one person, well, if you give me the order, I can get it done in 2 weeks. Meanwhile, they wait 3 days before they decide to buy it. And two other people's jumped in ahead of them.
Right, right,
And now you're trying to juggle that schedule because they only gave me the order because it was 2 weeks, but that was 2 weeks, 3 days ago.
right,
So,
right.
it's the same. It's the same, but that's the kind of hectic you want.
Well, yeah.
Sitting at a desk tapping your pencil on the desk all day. That's those days drag on forever.
Yes, they do. Um, it was kind of slow here until the weekend hit.
Yeah.
Isn't it the way it always goes? Um, and we spent today traveling all over South Mississippi, it seems, looking for a particular blueberry bush that I want.
Oh.
It's called Hello Darlin'. And I thought that was just precious.
It,
And I
well,
have
I
to
wouldn't
have
use
it.
the word precious, but you could.
I have to have it. So we went to, okay, I looked them all up online and it said Walmart, Lowe's, Home Depot, Stark Brothers Nursery, all these different places. We went to all those places. No blueberry bush. They had Brightwell. They had powder blue, tiff blue, and what was the other one? Anyhow, the point of the matter is, it's not the one I want.
Yeah.
So Poppy got on the phone tonight with Tractor Supply and asked them if they had one, because he Googled it and said Tractor Supply said they had it.
Uh-huh.
Well, the one here that's 10 miles down the road from me does not have it. But the one that's an hour away in Picayune has it, and we're going to be there when they open in the morning.
There you go. They
I'm
said
so
they got it, but they've only got one.
well, no, they've got a whole nursery full of them.
Oh, good, good.
Yeah, but we want to we have to get there early because that place opens up at 9 o'clock, and then Fazio's, my farm store, opens at 10. So we have to go Tractor Supply first, pick up the roseberry. I'm going to get two of the blueberry bushes. And then I got to go get a Meyer lemon tree from Fazio's and my tomatoes and a few other little tidbits.
Yeah.
Never said that.
Well, that's like when I buy my fish.
Mm-hmm.
I buy 3.
Mm-hmm.
One to die, one to fly, and one hopefully to keep.
Right. Well, and see, the
They'll
thing
jump
is,
out.
I love that idea because they have, I have 3 other blueberry bushes here already. So if I get 2 and one dies, I'll still have 4 bushes. And they'll all pollinate each other, hopefully, and
Okay.
everybody will be happy. Yeah. And I ordered you're not going to believe this. I'm so stoked. I've been wanting a nectarine tree for years,
Okay.
and I got one. And it's coming next week in a box.
Is that one of those self-pollinators?
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Yes, it is. And it's called Arctic Fantasy. And it only needs 400 chill hours. And we get about 600 here. So I'm good to go. It's going to be
What do they consider chill? What temperature?
between 32 and 45,
Okay.
anywhere in that range.
Well, that would
So,
work here too.
yeah, it would. Yeah. There are other varieties that have low chill hours like that. But I like the nursery that I bought this one from. It's a place called Tai Tai in
Okay.
Georgia. And they've always had such a wonderful reputation. It's near where my dad lives.
Yeah.
And the shipping was kind of high, but I got the biggest one I could get. It's 7 to 8 feet tall.
Oh
So it
wow.
should be producing soonish.
Well, you
I won't have to wait
think it'll
5 years.
produce next year or 2 years?
I'm hoping within the next 2 years. I think next year might be a stretch.
Now
Maybe.
I had a little lime tree that poor thing. I babied it for years. I think I got one lime off of it about the size of a quarter.
Oh,
But
no.
every year when it bloomed out, it smelled up the
Oh,
whole backyard.
the
So it was
scent.
worth it just for that.
Yes, the scent of a citrus tree is just phenomenal. Yeah. But I want to get it. I've got those two things, the blueberry bushes and the nectarine. Of course, my dad gave me two persimmons for at Christmas time, not for Christmas, but at Christmas.
Yeah.
Um, I'll get in the Meyer lemon. Did I say that? No, I didn't. The lemon, the blueberries, the nectarine, and the persimmons. And I think I want a satsuma, which is a very, very, whoops.
Sorry.
It's okay.
Time to
It's
take
a
my
really,
meds.
oh, the satsuma is a really, really nice tangerine
Yeah.
style orange.
Well, me and Vicky was talking today about. Well, she was talking about getting a tree or two,
Yeah,
and I don't have anywhere to put them. I
right.
really don't.
Well, the
I'd
great thing about,
I'd
I'm
have to put
sorry.
them in. I'd have to put them in the front yard,
Hmm.
and everybody else be plucking the fruit off of them before I could get home from work. So there's no point.
Oh, that's
But I
miserable.
have nowhere in the back to put one.
You could put them on your deck.
Yeah, I guess that's an alternative.
Yeah, I'm putting mine in pots. I'm going to buy those great big nursery pots,
Okay.
and I'm going to keep them in there because if I decide I don't want to buy this place and we move, I'm not leaving my trees here.
Yeah. Well, that makes sense.
So the only other one I think I really, really want is an avocado. But I've got to get one that's cold hardy. I can't. It's going to have to be pretty cold tolerant,
Yeah.
because they don't like any kind of cold.
Well, when I make the deck bigger, I'll
Hmm.
have more sunny spots on the deck that I could put a tree or something if I wanted to.
Right, right. Marcel said, "I'm in a hotel room with minimal distractions." Oh, I'm so envious.
That means her girl must be asleep already.
Yeah. Yeah, and did you bring your boy with you? I'm thinking if you did, he didn't want to talk to her anyway. Because he's a boy and he's on his game
Yes.
or he's doing this or that.
He might. Well, I mean, he may be too cool to take a road trip with mom these
He might
anymore.
be. You never know. He might
You don't
be.
know.
If I was any better, they would tax me. Tom, you're
Well,
so funny.
well, I was saying earlier. I mean, it was a nice day today. It got up, I think, 82.
Oh, wow.
So we went out on the deck about, I think it was about 10 o'clock,
Hmm.
and had our coffee and just kind of talking about. And it was 71 at that point.
Hmm.
Talking
Hmm.
about what we need to get done today out, in the backyard and all this stuff. And
Right.
she went and got some Girl Scout cookies. We had some more coffee. And about 2 o'clock, it was. We're talking about the stuff we should have gotten done today. So about 3, I finally got my tail out of a lawn chair and went out and worked for about an hour and a half, 2 hours. Because I told her, I said, we need to blow the whistle at 5.
Right. Right.
That's how our day went.
I think we got. What time did we get home, honey? About 3:30.
Maybe.
I think it was around 3:30. So Poppy went out in the backyard and he painted more cattle panel. Um, I think he has 4 finished. We have 2 more to go. Well, actually, we only have about 1.5 more to go because
Yeah.
he's done the front side of one. He's got to do the back side of it. So we got to do that and then install them, make sure they're good and straight and all that stuff. But honey, he's being really loud. If it's bothering you, I will mute myself.
It ain't bothering me.
He said it's not bothering you. What he's putting together my garden beds.
Ah,
So me and Murphy put together one by ourselves, just the two of
so you're
us.
going to plant in the living room?
Well, they,
You got some shade bloomers?
well, um, they're only 4 feet by 2 feet,
Okay,
and so we're assembling them inside in the light, and then carrying them
I
outside.
got you. I got you. Well, I
But
was
I
telling
have.
Vicky, telling Vicky today, I think I'm going to hang another piece of cattle panel up.
Okay.
I've got the one over by the arbor,
Yeah.
and then the arbor behind the greenhouse. I just to fancy it up, I brought those arms out, staggered them.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
so I told her I think I'm going to cut a piece of panel off about, I don't know, what are those, 6 feet wide, 8 feet?
They're well. Oh, they're
They're
16
16,
feet.
huh?
16 feet by 50 inches.
By 50 inches. Okay.
Hmm. Hmm.
Well, I'll cut me a piece off, maybe 8 feet, 9 feet, and I
Yeah.
think I'm going to attach it to that longest arm over by the
Oh, yeah.
fence, and put a put a little raised bed, just kind of like a window box, underneath
Right.
it, and plant those beans that you sent me
Oh, that'll be
over there.
fun. Yeah.
Because
You know what you could do is just arch it over and
I've
put
got
your.
one. I've got one I'm holding for that.
Do you? Oh, okay.
I've got
And
one
then
full.
it
Go
would
ahead.
be like a whole waterfall of beans. It would be so
Well,
amazing.
if it does what I think it'll do, it should grow up that panel
Oh,
and
yeah, it will.
over on the arbor.
It should. Yeah, it should. And they get long. I mean, the vines, they can go and go and go.
Yeah. So I'm going to try that. And I've got one. I've got one full size panel I'm going to hang on to because I want to make an arch out of it.
Yeah.
And I'm getting ready to have some foundation work done on the house. So as soon as they're done digging, I think I'm going to put me in 4 by 4 post, or even maybe 6 by 6 post,
Right.
and just bend that thing over
Oh,
at my gate to the backyard.
oh.
So you got this Alice in Wonderland type thing to
Yeah,
walk through,
yeah.
and then boom, there's the pond and everything like that. So
Oh, Grumpus, that'll be so
that's
beautiful.
that's the plan. Now, one of these days I'll get to it.
Oh, Tom's in the basement.
Oh, well, I'm
He's
glad.
getting
Wonder I didn't
cold.
hear a bell go off. There he is.
Tom?
Ding, ding a ling, ding a ling. What's up, guys?
Oh, it's the same old stuff.
Same stuff, different day.
So
Yeah.
that's the plan for my back gate. So hopefully I get
Nice.
that done, and I'm starting to feel like I'm ready to get some stuff done around there. For the longest time, I just thought about it and never got up and did anything.
Well, sure.
But I didn't. We were talking today. I told her, I said, well, I guess I didn't realize I was feeling bad.
Right. Right.
I didn't realize it until I got to feeling better.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we'll get that going. I got up there on the, where that red well pump is on my pond.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I scalped that whole mound down today. Took it
Oh,
all the way down because it's got the Boston ferns comes out all over it, fills out every
right.
year.
Yeah.
But when they die back in the winter, you got all these sticks poking out, and then the new stuff comes down in the middle of it. So before it got
Ugh.
too big of a start, I told Vegas I'm going to whack that back and see what it does this year.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think it's going to pop. I got mums coming back from 2 years ago.
No kidding.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it.
Huh. And here I am trying to get my. I saved a whole bag, a gallon Ziploc bag full of zinnia seeds. I just pulled the heads off the zinnias and threw
Uh
them
huh.
in the bag.
Okay.
Pulled the head of the favorite colors, and I just throw them in there every time. And I had a whole bag full. I got there earlier in the week, and I started doing this and getting all the yucky stuff off, separating the seeds. I go out there, I plant them in two 30-gallon grow bags, one on each side of the pond, because I thought, oh, wouldn't it be so pretty to have zinnias coming up on both sides of the pond? And yeah, I've got three growing.
out of all
Three.
the seats.
They're this tall, and there's three. So I'm a little disappointed with that.
Well,
What the hell? Unbelievable. What's going on?
Nothing. What are you doing,
if I was any
Tom?
better,
How
I'd
are
be
you,
you.
I'm recovering.
Uh-oh.
Tom?
Oh,
I
you had
did-
your big cook.
Yeah.
Oh, how did it go with the monument?
Yeah, tell us all
Yeah.
about it.
I tell you what. I had one lady come around so much. I said, "I'm going to charge you $24.95. You ate a steak already. We're only supposed to give it that sample." Yeah, it was fantastic. We had what a turnout! Holy moly!
Very good.
We got Grumpus. If you get a chance, you got to try. And Charlotte, you got to try. Check out Hassel Cattle Company.
Hassel Cattle. Okay.
Yeah,
I remember
he
that
is
one.
in Rusk, Texas.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Up
Eh,
northeast.
Yeah, and they provided the beef, and I'm telling you what, this was Wagyu sirloin, but it's not like you think of Wagyu, okay?
Okay.
Right.
And they don't massage their cattle or anything like
They
that.
usually
Yeah, so it was great. It was really good. What a turnout. Well, I think we did. One of the officials come over as they were online. He sort of came in and said, "So far, according to the cameras and stuff, you have the most people coming through, through your tent." And we had a feed. I'm guaranteeing you, very close to 1,000.
Wow.
So
So
how many hours was that cooking? Were you just cooking nonstop the whole time, or did you have the stuff already prepared when the people showed up?
no, matter of fact, they shipped it. They shipped it in dry ice and it was frozen.
Oh,
And
curveball.
out here they got some stringent safety precautions of how they want it to be, thought out. Anyway, we got it going and stuff like that. I tell you what thing, the Monument Grills. I tell you what a great company. What a great bunch of people. I should say. So
Well,
we
it sound-
did
sounds like a lot of work, but did you have fun?
well.
Would you do it again?
We were yeah, probably okay. Now you know the procedure and stuff like that. This was like I'm used to doing full course meals.
Right.
Uh-huh.
Okay, we had to do 2 ounces or less in a little cup with 250 pounds of meat that day. So man,
250 pounds, 2
at one
ounces at a
point,
time.
yeah. I told the one guy, I said, "Hold on, let me go back to the car and get my crack." You people are crazy.
Little
And,
crack
Oh, my
scales.
goodness.
yeah. Uh, so the deal was to be from 10 to 2, cook from 11 to 1. Okay, that was the deal. Didn't work that way. So I was supposed to be there 2 days, okay, 4 hours each day.
Okay.
The first day, I was there 8.5 hours, cooking non-stop. I got to the point where I was just cutting. I made cowboy butter, okay, and that went over like it was ridiculous how the lines of people that were coming through. After the procedure was, we had a little 2 ounce cup, okay, put the meat in, put a cowboy butter over top of it, and put it on a tray, and they come by with it, with the toothpicks. After a while, I turned around and said, this is bullshit. Okay, we just cut it up, okay, put it in a pan, half pan, and mix the cowboy butter in it.
There you go.
Put out toothpicks and have had it. Well, and they were coming, bang, bang. We had another guy come in from Louisiana, and he brought in some boudin. He brought in some.
Ooh, yum.
You two listen to this one. This one really flipped me out. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
burnt and brisket sausage.
Oh,
Interesting.
talk dirty to me.
Yes, sir. this this was freaking phenomenal. I'm telling you
No
what.
kidding.
And it's from Crescent City Meats
Okay.
in Louisiana. Then he had gator sausage.
Let me
Oh
get all this written
yeah.
down.
Okay, that was really good. And then he had, like I said, boudin.
Is
And he had a couple other things.
Crescent
Well,
City
Grumpus gonna order some of that burnt end sausage.
I'll tell you what.
and Hassel Cattle.
Yes, sir. They got some pretty good deals on steaks, and their claim is that the wagyu is for regular folk. So
I
yeah,
agree.
they had some good stuff. But I tell you what, we when they come out and ask us, they say we can't stop because then they had at 3:30 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon they had a happy hour in one of the buildings. Okay, and there was just a couple beer companies in there handing out beer and stuff. Well, I tell you what, after they had a couple snoots of stuff, back they came. Yeah, and we finished at 6 o'clock. Basically finished at six
So
o'clock.
how many of y'all was cooking?
Well, there was three of us. There was only supposed to be just me and this other guy. Okay, and he's good friends with this guy named Pooch from Pooch Rivera from. That's where I got the sausage from. So he came in. He was cooking also.
Okay.
So at one point, Grumpus, at one point, the grill you couldn't because it's got a glass front in it. You couldn't see the fire. That's how many pieces of meat we had on. And we had the six burner on one side and the four burner on the other side. But the six burner one it's a beast. I tell you, if anybody out there looking to get one, it's called the Denali, and I'm not selling it. I don't get nothing from it. Okay,
Mhm.
it has a sear station inside.
Ooh.
Okay, then it's got another sear station on the outside.
Okay.
Well, now if you're buying it for, think you're going to have maybe 20 people in your backyard, and you know that's going to be a lot of people. That Joker ran all day and burnt up 250 plus pounds of uh, what it was wagyu sirloin flap meat.
Okay.
Okay, almost like fajita meat, but I'm telling you
Okay.
what a flavor this thing had.
So
Huh.
this was
So
a pellet grill?
no gas,
Gas, okay.
gasser. NBL, what's up, brother?
How are
Yeah,
you doing? I haven't seen you in so long. No, nothing but love. That's who I was. I haven't
No-
seen them in forever.
so I bumped into, well, actually, come up, was eating CJ Cooks.
Oh, he showed up?
He showed up, and then
Well,
I had another.
he's not that far away from Vegas, I don't think. I think him and his wife make that drive pretty
Okay,
often.
and also another guy who broke my chops pretty good, Grill Sergeant.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
he
cool
was.
that he showed up. Yeah.
Yeah,
Now he's down in San Antonio.
yeah, he was there, and uh, and it was funny, Grumps, because we were surrounded by other grill companies.
Yeah.
You know, right across from me was Blackstone. Behind me was Omaha Steaks, and then on the
Oh.
other side was what is it? Smoking Joe Grills. What's it? I can't think of the name of it right
Oklahoma
now.
Joe?
Oklahoma Joe was on the side.
Okay.
It was just surrounded. Weber had just a little stand. They didn't have that many people. We got hammered. We got really
Well,
got.
sounds like you all saw all the action.
Yeah, yeah,
That's great, Tom.
yeah. You know what? My old butt stood the pain. So anyway,
So did they sell a bunch of grills or get a bunch of
uh,
leads?
you know what they I think they sold some, but the whole idea of this thing was to get into more big box stores.
Okay. So it was more of a trade show then.
Yeah, yeah. It was it
Okay.
was the
Okay.
it was the National Hardware Show.
Oh, okay. I got you. I got you.
Mhm. It was good. It was fun.
Well,
Yeah.
that sounds like it'd be a lot of fun. I'm sure it's work, but it sounds like it's a lot of fun.
So I worked, like I said, that one day, and I was, they said, "Oh, don't worry about it," blah 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 blah. So I went back the next day. I went in. They had brought two more local chefs in. Okay, so I don't want to speak out of school, but this one dude, he was. I would get tired trying to get around him, run around. That's how big. That's heading from first to third. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Anyway,
he knew good eating.
yeah, exactly. So there just was no room. So they did a little bit of, they did a little other stuff. They did, still did the beef and everything like that. I came in and I made a big batch of cowboy butter for them and put it off to the side. And I went to people from Monument and I said, hey, listen, you know what? There's just too many back there. I'm not one to stand around. I need to do something. So I'm gonna leave. Let them guys have at it. So it was good. I didn't get a chance to videotape anything though. Very little.
I mean, you got a couple pictures up on Instagram, didn't you?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I think I saw those.
And I mean, maybe if I got maybe 10, maybe 25 seconds of video. So, but that's not.
You learn the ropes. You'll know next time what you can get, what you can do, what you can't.
Yeah, you know what though, Grumpus, I'm old school like you. I turn around and they hired me to do a job, and that's what I'm doing. I'm not gonna,
Yeah.
Whatever. But I tell you what, a lot of people. There's a lot of footage out there. A lot of people taking. So I also met Bone Sucking Sauce from North Carolina.
I haven't met him.
Yeah, he's got. It's a traditional sauce. They have barbecue sauce. His grandmother did and stuff. Really nice people. Yeah, we met quite a few people that passed through. So as one lady was standing in front of me and she was taking toothpick after toothpick after toothpick, right, and standing with fanning them out. So the only thing I had was my sticker, and I had that pasted down in front of the cutting board. Okay. So she says, "By chance, are you the keto cook?" And laughed. I said, "Most certainly, yes, I am." She says, "So what's the keto cook doing at this place?" I said, "Well, whether you know it or not, ma'am," I said, "you're having a keto dish right now." And, oh, no. So we went on and on and on. But it was fun. It really was. Like I said, met a lot of people, and the turnout for Monument was fantastic. That one grill, I tell you what, Grumpus, it's a beast, boy. I tell you. Years ago, I had a Duquesne. Okay, I had a Duquesne. I paid at the time back in, maybe early '90s, I guess, maybe mid '90s.
Yeah.
I bought this thing and I paid $2,200 for it.
Oh.
Yeah, it's all brass and stainless and the whole bit. So I had that from New Jersey. I had that in North Carolina. I had that in Florida, and finally I got rid of it. That's what this one grill reminds me of that quality build and stuff. So
Yeah, I haven't. I mean, I've had some nice gas grills, but I've not had any expensive ones.
yeah.
My stuff stays outside all the time. I will literally burn the bottoms out of them in 2 or 3 summers.
Yeah.
So I usually catch whatever I can find on sale in the fall.
Right.
And that's my next summer's grill.
Yeah. It has a lot of, like there again, I'm not selling it, but I just was how they're looking ahead. You know what I mean? They have little smoke boxes that they make. You put the wood chips in here, you put some charcoal in it just to get the smell and stuff onto the meat and stuff. Works really good. Really, really good. The two searing stations. You burn up meat. You want to finish stuff up real quick. That's the way to go. Yeah, NBL said, never trust a skinny chef.
Nope. Don't do it.
Nuh-uh. So how you been doing, kid? You sound like you're up and around and getting stuff done. And
Yeah, I was got out and worked in the garden a little bit today. Well, I mean, a couple hours, but I don't know if you heard me telling Charlotte. Me and the wife went out about 10 o'clock. Had our coffee outside, talking. Just chit chatting what we need to get done today, and plan of attack and all that stuff. About noon, she went in and got some Girl Scout cookies. We had some more coffee. About 2, we was talking about all the things we should have gotten done today instead of sitting around. And I finally got my butt out of a lawn chair about 3. So
That's
we
funny.
got to hurry up. I'm blowing the whistle at 5.
Ay, ay, ay.
But it was
Yeah.
a good day.
We I got burnt. I got sunburned so bad. My chef's coat I
Oh,
had
you guys
on.
were outside?
Oh yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. And I
I don't
I
know
looked
why I
like
thought you were in a convention center.
what's outside the convention center.
Okay,
It's
okay.
in the parking lot. Looks like I got branded from back in the day. It looks like a right now a red tattoo. Unbelievable. Been able to this Girl Scout cookies.
Marcel, you did better than I did. I bought
Well,
Girl Scout cookies 3 times this year.
I'm sorry, I'm back.
I said,
Them little girls' faces, and especially if they got their uniforms on. I can't hardly say no.
Well, of course not.
I'll mess with them a little bit and end up buying a bunch of them.
I walked past him a couple weeks ago. Walked past him going into the store. Okay, and I went in, and for my grandsons and stuff, I got a little thing of from the bakery, some cookies
Yeah,
and stuff like that.
yeah.
And from the doorway, they're like looking in. And with break got
That's
me.
cute.
So on the way out, I says to her, I says to one kid, I said, I would love to buy Girl Scout cookies. I said, but I'm type 2 diabetic.
Oh,
Okay. And then,
oh.
no, the girl looked in the basket and seen this box of cookies I got for my grandson.
Busted.
So I had a, shit. Give me 2 bucks.
Busted.
Well, I had two little gals outside Walmart. We got one of them little mini Walmart up the street from me. You run in, buy stuff, and they caught me on the way out. One of them had a Girl Scout uniform on, the other one had a Brownie uniform on. So I'm assuming they were sisters. And the little Brownie didn't have much to say, but the other girl, she's Mister. Would you like some cookies? And I always give them strike up a conversation. Well, what have you got? Are they any good? What do you like? All this stuff like that.
Right.
So she's going through, pointing at the boxes, and I said, "Well, I only want to buy the ones that are good."
Yeah.
And the little Brownie peeked around from behind the other one, says, "They're all good."
She's going to be the
End up
accountant.
buying a box of each. Brought them
They
home.
were tickled to death. You know
Brought
they
them home, and the wife said, "Why did you buy all them cookies?" I said, "I couldn't say no."
Congratulations, Marcel. 7 pounds. That's cool. Keep going.
Oh, that's great.
So then I was at Uncle Steve's during the barbecue thing, and went over there one afternoon, and we were all sitting around talking, and all of a sudden, I think it was Kent come out back. He said, "Okay, you tightwads, the Girl Scouts are at the front door." So I don't know. They hit the mother load. I don't know how many cookies were sold. I think I bought four boxes and just left them there.
How was the barbecue?
It was good. It was a lot of fun. I mean, it's one of them things you just sitting around and
Yeah.
you pay to go in and sit and watch people. But after the third night, I'd had enough barbecue. I didn't want to look at any barbecue for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But everything I ate was good. A lot of people watching to watch, and got to meet a lot of the guys. Rick, you was talking about Grill Sergeant. He came and brought Rick with him.
Oh, okay.
And I guess Rick hadn't gotten out much here
How's
lately.
Rick doing? Okay.
He looked better than he did the last time I saw him.
Okay, cool.
But the last time I saw him was on video, so
Chemo will wipe you out big time.
But he was saying he was sure glad he got out because that's what he needed.
Yeah. The funny thing was around 3:00 in the afternoon, Grumpus, and plus I got to mention, we had 40-mile-an-hour winds.
Oh wow!
So
Oh,
stuff. I mean, it was just ridiculous. So by I guess it was like 3 o'clock. Okay, and we have all the meats and stuff on there.
Uh-huh.
And I looked at the one chef and I said to him, I said, you know what? Really starting to like pellet grills. I said, I never cooked on one, but I'm really liking one right now. At one point, I was like this, my trying to cut, trying to. So I get home and I'm saying, I had bought new shoes, all try to be comfortable the whole bit. The only thing like I did, the only jerky thing I didn't was I forgot the sunscreen.
Oh yeah.
So I get home and I walk in I walk in the house and Marie says, "Oh," she says, "I watched you get out of the car. You got out pretty good." I said, "Yeah." So I went in, took a shower, and I said to her, she says, "You want something to eat?" I said, "You come out with beef." I said, "Me, and you're gonna have to get your lawyer." Right now, I want a
chicken, please, chicken.
piece of fish. So I put my stretch pants on, and usually I go on the computer and stuff. So I went. She pulled the bed down, got in the bed, had my laptop in the bed like that, and then I went to get up.
Oh,
That's when
Oh,
the rigor
oh,
set in.
oh, rigor! I should have been cremated and dusted already. So I said, "Holy moly!"
so
And
how long did it take you to get your mobility back?
you know what? I found myself if I stayed in one spot, like in the bed or anything like that, it would take me a while.
Yeah,
20 minutes, maybe 15, 20 minutes. Trying to get everything working again.
right.
But the next day, I was up, no problem.
Oh,
Showered,
good.
got in the car, went, drove. Got there, like I said, and I made some, the butter and started cooking stuff, and then there was too many of us. There was one, two, three, four, five, or maybe five of us. So I said, you know what, I'll surrender. You guys go about your business. So, but I felt pretty good. I mean, but I tell you what, at one point, I was laying in bed and I said to Marie, "Water, please, can I have some water?"
Good grief.
And she came in and put it down on the table and went, "Ah, ah."
Get one of them 2-foot straws.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, you guys.
But
That's
it was
crazy.
wonderful. Thank God. I don't know how the other guys did it. That they flew in. They all flew in. One flew in from Amarillo. Another guy came in from Louisiana. And then everybody else that flew from all over the country. Thank God it was held here.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I would have needed a crane to get me out of a hotel room.
Well, that would have been fun. I would have liked to have come.
Yeah, that would have been fun, wouldn't it?
Oh boy! So, Grill Sergeant says to me, Andrew says on Facebook, he says, "So Tom, are you going this week to Louisiana?" I said, "In my dreams."
Well, I think he just landed a big deal, a big sponsorship deal with one of the pellet grills. I can't remember who it is.
Yeah, I think that was it. Smoking Joe, I think.
Was that it?
Yeah, I can't Oklahoma Joe, but it's another name for it too. Grumpus. I don't. I just my mind shot right.
Yeah, I'm drawing a blank. I knew who it was when he said it, but I've slept since then.
Yeah, I tell you what, me and him, we left pretty good about stuff. I was telling him about the lady come up. I said she ate a 16-ounce steak. I said she comes around again. I'm hitting her with a bill for $24.95. Right? He said it must be the same couple because they drank beer. They ran out of beer. He said, must be the same couple. I said, yeah. I said didn't even tip.
So was he
Yeah.
was he there working also?
I don't know if he was working. I think he might have been. I don't know. I'm not. I'm not
Okay,
going to
okay.
not going to speculate. Nice guy. Really is a nice guy.
Yeah, he is. Him and his wife both are very, very good
See,
people.
CJ come over and he went, "I think I know you." Like that.
Now he's
So
lost a few pounds too, I believe.
he's a carnivore.
Mm.
Yeah, he's doing carnivore. I says, this is right up your alley right here. I said, myself right now, I said, after 250 pounds of meat, I'm looking for some saltines. Unbelievable. They had a guy there that uh, he's the customer service guy, and he actually changed out. They have a they have a pan that goes in and goes down into a like concaves, and you can put it into a little tray to catch the grease.
Mhm.
I think he changed that out 3 times.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
So
that Wagyu's pretty greasy, isn't it?
yeah, yeah, yeah. It was fun though. We laughed like hell.
Sounds delicious.
Yeah, it was good. Marie says, "You're going to do a video?" I said, "Not now."
Not now.
Break time.
Yeah, I said, "I think I'm going to start a candle making show." I don't know. Charlotte, how you doing? All right?
Yeah, couldn't be better. Just trying to get the garden put back together, and I'm not as agile in
Oh,
the working part of that as I used to be.
we got the basil popped up. She's got, I think, maybe 10 tomato plants
Oh
that
wow.
start from seeds inside.
Okay.
Wise guy, okay, Mr. Wise guy. She's got a lemon tree going and some other crap. She's other plants that she's growing. I shouldn't say.
Hmm.
She'll hang me. Uh, and I can tell you, a pepper plant. I mean, black pepper plant or peppercorn plant.
Yeah.
This thing took off.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a vine.
Oh, very cool.
So we had put that we put that outside. So Mr. Weisenheimer, I had a blood orange one day.
Mm.
I took the seed and spit it across the room into the where she has the little plants into a pot. It's this big now.
Oh, no kidding.
That's great.
So
Well, I
yeah,
went seed shopping and plant shopping today, and um Poppy did a lot of work. He painted and put together. I guess he's on the fourth garden bed now that he's putting together in the living room.
well,
And I think, fingers crossed, but by Monday it will be partially plantable.
oh, okay.
Um, the only thing I'm concerned about is getting the gate put on so that the dog doesn't run in there, and because he will dig up every vegetable I own and try to eat it. Anything I plant, he wants to eat it. He
Well,
eats collard greens. He eats mustard
You
greens.
need to tell that dog Crockpot ain't allergic to dogs.
yeah, exactly.
Well, that's why we're putting the fence up because
And it sounds like he's a vegetarian.
Yeah.
he apparently is. Well, the other day, oh gosh, it was so gross. I have this kale growing outside of the fence. And every time he passes by it, he grabs a mouthful of it and runs off with it. Well, to take care of that problem, I have been pulling pieces of it up and throw it in the chicken pen every day for like a week. Well, there was a little bit left and he gobbled it up before I could grab it. I go to the chicken pen, I feed the chickens, I give the chickens their water. I come back and he's going, "Bleh, bleh, bleh." And
There you go.
I'm watching him, and this wad of kale comes out. And I'm like, oh,
It's
Jesus.
like a big cheek full of chaw.
Oh, it
Yeah,
was awful. It was
there you go, you vegetarian.
And then he tried to eat again, and I'm like, oh no, no, no. And I get the water hose and I'm spraying the patio off because of course he's yacked all over the patio. And I'm like, oh geez.
So, is there anything you could spray on those that would make it taste bad where he wouldn't grab them?
Yeah, I could
Like, like,
probably
like maybe some soap spray or something?
that or well no, he'd eat soap. Um the only thing I can think of is take some pepper flakes and soak it in some water and then spray it with that and get it
Okay.
really good and spicy. That capsaicin just light him up, and he might stay off of it.
It'd be fun to watch too.
It would, wouldn't it?
Yeah,
I
Maybe,
don't know if it would
maybe
work
you can
or
make
not.
some green persimmon juice and spray that on it.
Gee.
I never seen a dog turn inside out before.
Look, you know what? I was real worried about one of my persimmon trees because one was leafing out and the other one had nothing. And I'm like, oh my God, have I killed it? Because I kept it inside for quite a while because it was so cold outside.
Yeah.
And, I'd give it water when I thought about it. So I put them both out there, and one was just not thriving. So I bought this stuff called Super Thrive. And, honey, you're making a lot of noise.
Tell him to excuse himself.
Yeah. Oh, you ripped one.
Just a drill, honey.
And so anyhow, I gave both of them the Super Thrive, and within 2 days, the one that was struggling started having green buds on it.
Oh, nice.
I am so thrilled because my dad gave me those. I don't want to kill it off before it even blooms.
Yeah.
You know.
You guys have fire ant problems?
Oh God,
Big
yeah.
time.
They're
Big
the
time.
spawn of Satan.
The only thing I have found around here that'll take care of them is orthene.
Oh no, I'll tell you how to fix fire ants. You want to know? Completely natural.
Well, I don't care about natural. I want to light them up.
Yeah.
You know what's more fun? Watching them kill each other. You take a shovelful from this bed and you put it on that bed. And then you take a shovelful from another bed and you put it on the other bed. And they fight to the death.
That
It's
sounds like a
crazy.
lot of fun, except the shoveling part.
Yeah.
Well, it's only a little shovelful.
And how much are the tickets?
You don't have to. You know what? I should do a video whenever if we get some ant beds in the yard. I'll do a video on it this summer because it's fascinating to watch them battle it out. And
Well,
then
I'll put a little orthene on them in the evening, and by morning they're all dead.
what's orthene? Is that a
It's a white powder. It kind of reminds me of Seven Dust or something like that.
okay?
But it's a white powder, and I generally, when you take the lid off, you know it's sealed.
Right.
And I'll usually take a pencil and just poke a few holes in it so I can use it like a salt shaker.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And that stuff, it smells so bad. I don't know if it kills them or just runs them to the neighbors. Either way, they're not around my yard anymore.
Right.
When I
And
bought
I'll just that way you just treat the bed, each individual bed. You don't have to spray the whole yard or anything like that.
Yeah, I kind of like that idea.
when I lived in North Carolina, when I bought the property in North Carolina, I bought 17 acres. Okay, so the weeds were over my head, right?
Yeah.
So I had a tractor with the what do you call it? bush hog on the back of it. Okay,
Right,
so
right.
I'm going to go cut these weeds down in this 17 acres right around the house. So I cut around the house real quick, and I seen one bed that tractor went up like this on. Okay, that's how big that joker was. So I put the bush hog down on top of the hill, okay, and just things were flying everywhere. Then I mosey on up. So now I'm driving, okay, I'm knocking the weeds down, okay, and they're cutting them. So I'm like trying to look where I'm at. So I make the first turn, okay, go all the way back down again, get down in the back of the place. Now you can't see me from the road. You can hear me, but you can't see me. I hit this freaking bed, this hill, I should say, almost rolled the tractor.
Oh no.
That's how big it was.
Wow.
An anthill?
An ant hill, a fire ant hill. Now, like you said, I hit him with the tire, and the tractor went up in the air. And what the
Yeah.
whoa? I stopped and backed out again. Uh, they were all everywhere. Next thing I know, I'm starting to scratch my legs.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
You were
And I
lit
jumped.
up.
I said, okay, here you go. Okay. I opened up as a diesel. Okay. I opened up the top, all right, and I had a hose. Okay. I dipped the hose down, pulled it up like this. Okay. Dropped it on the hill and lit it. Almost burnt the property down.
Well,
Okay.
it would have been
Got
worth
the
it
damn
to get
fire
rid of
ants.
the ants.
Yeah, but it went far enough out like that, and it, it went out. I didn't care if the whole thing burnt.
Have,
So
have you have you seen these guys on YouTube that are they'll pour melted aluminum
Yes.
into the hill and let it set up and then dig it out?
And it's a sculpture when they're
Yeah, those things are phenomenal.
beautiful.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah, yeah.
there was no sculpture there that day, but I couldn't believe it. And then I thought we'd get away from it and move down to Florida. It was even worse in Florida.
Oh yeah, they're bad in Florida too.
I don't know about out here.
Well, they'll get in my flower pots.
They get in my garden beds. Yeah. And getting rid of them in the garden beds is very difficult because
Yeah,
I'm
the
not
flower
gonna
pots
poison
is
the
not that
garden.
hard, but the beds are pretty bad.
Yeah.
But again, orthene to the rescue. It works. It's kind of like putting boric acid out for other critters.
Other critters.
There was a thing. There was a thing on YouTube that I watched. I didn't get through the whole thing about it. How they actually travel through in between states. The tunneling systems and stuff that they have. You
Oh
know,
yeah,
amazing. Simply amazing.
it is.
Wonder if we can cook them somehow.
What'd you say, honey?
Grits will kill them.
Poppy says grits will kill them.
I
Well,
almost grits will
grits
kill
will
us.
kill me.
Right?
I'm not a fan of grits.
Because you're a Yankee.
I heard that.
Yeah.
Your grandpa said, "I heard that."
Charlotte, you're being judged by the company you keep.
I guess I've been judged by worse.
He's only a transplant.
No, he's a transplant. I don't know. He left in a huff and decided to stay in Texas the rest of his life. I think we can call him Southern.
I've been here a lot longer than I was up there.
Grumpus, you've probably been here a lot longer than Wesley's been here.
Been here a lot longer than everybody.
Yeah. Lately.
How old were you when you moved to Texas?
24. 24. I came down in 78. May of
Well,
78.
You've been a Southerner 5 years more than
I
Wesley.
wasn't born Texan, but I got here as fast as I could.
Because Wesley was born in 73.
I got him beat.
Tell me again, who was your mom?
Wesley, quit. You can't. Just quit. Oh my goodness. Ooh. Ooh.
Yeah. When I was living in Texas, that was a common thing. You a Yankee?
Yeah,
All right.
I heard that all the time.
Yeah. All right. What about it?
Well, the Floridian Yankees are worse than the Texas Yankees, I think. Because
Yeah.
that
Well, I mean, I would move down here, and I wasn't here just a couple of years. And people say, well, you don't sound like a Yankee.
you don't.
And I said, well, where I come from, we all sound like Kentuckians.
Yeah.
Were you close? You were close to the Kentucky border
Yeah,
on the west side or the east?
south.
Well, I know it's south, but I
Well,
mean,
I was in Indianapolis,
okay,
dead center of Indiana.
yeah, okay.
But Louisville's just right on
Louisville's
the
right
right
down
on the border.
street. Yeah. In fact, my my grandmother was raised in near Muncie. Okay,
Yeah, we used to go to
and
Muncie for family reunions on my dad's side.
is that right? Oh God, we might be related, Grumpus. Um,
Who, who was your mama?
exactly.
Who's your daddy?
Um,
My mama was
and
a
anyhow, she met her husband when she was 13, and he ended up signing up during World War II, but he didn't go overseas. He got stationed at Fort Knox and somewhere near Louisville.
Okay.
For whatever reason, during the whole war, he was in Kentucky.
Garden of Gold.
So, garden the gold. But
I heard something that this back then
yeah.
something was about to break out in Kentucky. There was going to be another war in Kentucky.
I think maybe
Go,
no.
we're gonna go to war. Go to war against the Ozarks.
Pretty close to Tennessee too. Right? They
Oh
don't
my
know too.
goodness.
Unbelievable. When I was in Texas for then job change, and I went back to New Jersey,
Yeah.
and then Maria and I moved to
Good night, Marcel.
North Carolina.
Yeah.
The first 2 years, I didn't really talk to anybody. I couldn't understand them. They sure the hell couldn't understand me.
No kidding.
They would turn around, and look at me, and say, "Where do you stay?" Where do I stay? Friggin' house. Where the hell you stay? Oh, you a Yankee? I said, I'm a Southern Yankee.
A Southern
I
Yankee.
was in South Jersey. Yeah, it was pretty funny.
Well,
And then
go ahead. I'm sorry.
no, and then trying to get some of the lingo, and that's what they were saying. And I know one thing. Somebody told me, "Bless your heart," I was ready to punch him right in the mouth.
You know what's funny is that can go so many ways.
Well, it was going the bad way for me, Charlotte.
Probably. I had the most interesting day today. I have to tell you what happened. We're in the Lowe's, and we were about to leave. I forgot what we were discussing, but it doesn't matter because this lady and this gentleman come close to us, and they were. What were we looking at, Wesley? We were right behind the seeds, and we were looking at gardening tools. I needed a rake. So this lady is standing next to me with her buggy and talking about starting a garden. And I looked at her, looked what was in her buggy, and I said, "Excuse me, ma'am. You don't need this stuff here. You're wasting your money on this stuff because it's not going to." She was getting the blackberries in the box and the berries in the
Jesus.
box, and they always die.
Yeah.
And I said, "You don't need that." I said, "They've got blueberry bushes in a pot over on this side, and they've got blackberries outside on the sidewalk where the fruits and vegetables are." I said, "That's what you want. You do not want this stuff in the boxes because it's going to die." She goes, "Oh, well, blah, blah, blah." And we get to talking, and she's asking about tomatoes. And they just moved here from California,
Mhm.
and she wants a garden. She has no clue how to garden in the South. In fact, she has no clue how to garden at all. So she had tomato seeds, and I said, first of all, let's start at the beginning.
Yeah.
I said, you
Dirt.
can put the seeds away because you should have started them in January. You should have them in the ground by probably next weekend at the latest.
She said May.
And she was like, "In May?" I said, "No, no, 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 no."
That's a mini whack job.
I said, "What you don't understand is down here, you can start your tomatoes as early as the 1st of March." "No kidding." I said, "No, I'm serious." I said, "Because what you have to do is beat the heat." I said, "So you can get tomatoes that give you tomatoes all at once, like celebrity tomato, this, that, and the other." I had to go take her to she asked me, "Here, follow me, show me what you're talking about." So I showed her indeterminate and determinate, and I taught her the difference of that. And then I told her about beans and how she only had to just stick them in the ground, and within 3 days they'd be climbing up a fence. And I was teaching her everything that I knew in 5 seconds. I guess we talked for 30 minutes or so. Yeah, I helped her pick out blackberries. I helped her pick out blueberries. She was precious, though. She was such a nice lady.
Yeah.
And She says, "Do you mind if I get your phone number? I'm gonna call you." She says, "No, I'm gonna come get you." I said, "You can have my phone number." I said, "I can't promise that I'll be able to leave my house on any given day." I said, "But we can plan something. You could come get me, take, whatever." I said, "I wouldn't mind that a bit." So I think I made myself a new friend.
You know what I just found out
What?
that when we moved out here, we just came with what we could fit in the car was
Uh-huh.
most important. Okay, and that's how we crossed the country.
Right.
Well, I just found out today that my wife had a secret stash of all her seeds. And I left spices and stuff back in Florida that I made, and she brought seeds.
I would have brought seeds.
I said to her, I said, "Where did you get these tomato seeds from?" Oh, oh, don't you remember I told you I packed them in pockets and shirts and pants?
Put them in spice bottles.
Yeah,
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 right.
my empty spice bottles. But it was cool because she planted, boom, and they started. I'm telling you, all winter long, we had a hard time growing anything. I went through 2 packs. I can't remember the name of it of basil. Okay,
Yeah.
and nothing. I bought a rosemary. We got rosemary bushes all around here. Okay,
Yeah.
but just in the store, I just seen it had a little bit longer leaf on it. So I said, let me bring this back. I got the grow lights in here. They must think we're
Mhm.
grown pot or something. When people walk by at night with the dogs, oh, he's a pothead. That fat guy's a pothead. Anyway, got it home, put it under the light. Next day, I get up, they were done, brown, starting to fall off. I
Huh.
said, boy, that really made me mad. I mean, it's $3 and change. Not so much the money about it, but I mean, not even 24 hours. Amazing, simply amazing. But everything's starting to perk now. Everything's starting to come up.
Yeah, it's
Good.
that time.
Yeah, a lot of peppers and stuff. Well, this week coming up, it's going to be high of 92. I think on Tuesday or Wednesday. So it's here.
Yeah, it was 82 or 83 today.
Yeah, that's what it was today.
I don't know what our temperature was today, but I know it was in the 70s.
Well, it's 71 when I went out at 10 o'clock for my
Mm.
coffee.
Well, let me see what it is right now. I'm
Because
curious.
I was wanting to get some stuff done because we got 40% chance of rain tomorrow.
You're welcome.
Don't let Mississippi hear that.
We're not supposed to get rain until Monday, honey.
Oh, Poppy says we're not supposed to get rain till Monday.
Well, if we get it on Sunday, you'll get it on Monday.
Excuse me. I'm sorry, guys. These pollens are killing me this
Yeah,
year.
they're killer this year.
Oh my gosh.
I was stopped up all day.
It is brutal.
And see, the bad thing out here, you wouldn't think out here,
Hmm.
okay? But the allergies are horrible
No kidding.
because you're in a desert, and all of a sudden they import all these different bushes, trees. We got all kinds. I mean, we got olive trees, oak trees, pine trees, palm trees. Okay,
Hmm.
so I mean, my car. I guess it was maybe 3 or 4 days ago.
Yeah.
My car was just covered yellow.
Oh,
Oh
yeah, you
yeah.
write the name on the windows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm going.
That's
I'm
been
like
like
this,
that
trying
for
to
about 2 weeks.
trying to clean it off, going like this.
What you should do is get you a mask when you're trying to clean that off.
What y'all need to do is get
Give
yourself.
Maria $5, tell her to go wash your car.
Well, that too. It is 63 degrees right now, which is nice. That's one thing I love about living here is the spring is very long. It will not get god awful hot until the second to third week of June. And then all hell breaks loose until October.
I think Tuesday at 9:30 was spring,
Yeah.
and uh,
Tomorrow it's summer.
tomorrow it's going to be summer because it'll be 92.
Oh my. See,
and then it starts. And then it starts. I mean, it just goes
let's see.
like a light switch. 90, then it'll be 100. You know, I'm sure by Easter we'll have 98, 97, 98 degrees. You go. You can put out regular eggs, okay, and by the time the kids find them, they're hard boiled.
There
So
you go. For the next 10 days, we're going to be in the mid 70s. Isn't that beautiful? That is
I don't like you, Charlotte.
oh,
Going to be in the 70s.
good. Good. When it's, well, you got the same kind of weather we do. It's so brutally hot where you live in the summertime. So I'm not going to give you a hard time.
Okay, we're good.
Okay.
Did you finish it? I see in the back. Is that Afghan done yet? That thing you're making? Don't look at me like that.
What's Dash say? Read between the lines.
Yeah, exactly.
No, it is not finished yet.
No, because I watched a couple of you. I was ghosting and I was watching a couple of the videos that you did. I said, and when you went like this,
I was like, I'm so done with this thing. I'll get back to it, but right now I've just got to get away from it. I got to do something else. And right now, Friday night, me and Jackie and Michelle all started working on a Triceratops. It's called Tanner the Triceratops. And I actually, Rachel sent me a picture of this dinosaur.
This is crochet.
Yeah. About, I want to say,
speaking French right now to me.
Yeah.
I want to say close to 10 years ago, and said, Mom, will you make me this? Now, mind you, she's 35 now, and she still wants her dang dinosaur.
Well,
So,
promise is a promise.
Well,
Yeah.
Jack, well, I told her back then, I said, Rachel, I think that's a little beyond my skill level, to be honest. I've never made a plushie type stuffed animal thing before, and it was a little intimidating for me. But now that I've made a couple of them for the kids and for my grandson and all that, I feel a little better about my skill level, and I think I can do it. But I talked to Jackie about this particular dinosaur late one night, and she says, "Oh, I've made that." And I said, "Oh, that's so great." She goes, "Hey, would you like to come online with me and we'll do it together?" I said, "Oh, yes." Because then, if I mess up or if I'm having a problem, she can kind of guide me through it because she's done it before.
You got the answer right there.
Yeah. And so that's what we decided. Well, we were going to do it like a month ago, and there was just one issue after the next. She got sick, and then the other person joining us couldn't join us. And finally, last night we got to get started on it. And I'm really happy about it because I need that moral support, I think, to finish this particular project.
Charlotte, did you hear a statement that somebody made a couple minutes ago? Mr. Grumpus said, "Promise
Uh-oh.
is a promise."
Well, back then when I
Open the friggin' box.
Well, my point was, I told my daughter I didn't know if I could make that for her, and so it wasn't a promise. That was not a promise. It was I'll see what I can do.
It was implied.
Here we are, 10 years later, and I'm seeing what I can do.
That's funny.
Yeah,
72
open
degrees right now.
box. Open a box, Grumpus.
I know.
It is 72 degrees right here on the strip.
Well, it feels like it's 4,000 in my house because I'm sitting here probably having a personal summer.
No, you forgot to turn off the oven. I just turned it off.
Oh shit!
You're heating your house.
Yeah.
You
Just in
put the
case.
air conditioner on.
Yeah.
Apparently, I forgot to turn the oven off. Oh.
That's funny. Well, the other night, I guess Murray must have been cleaning the stove, okay, and must have hit one of the knobs. So not enough to turn the igniter on. So I'm on the computer and I'm quite a ways away from the stove, and I'm smelling. God damn!
Oh
Something.
no.
I smell gas. I smell gas. And she's watching murder mysteries. I mean, you know, I don't know. You don't smell the friggin' gas.
She's in the zone.
Oh no.
Yeah, so I had to go over and bloop, shut it off, and open
Oh,
everything back up.
Well,
Again.
that's
this
scary.
last stove I got, I don't know, 5 6 years ago, I guess. It has the lights behind the knobs.
Okay.
Man, that is the handiest thing. I can't tell you how many times I've walked in there and seen that light glowing because somebody reached across into a cabinet or something and bumped the knob,
Yep.
Mm,
and
Boy.
it wasn't enough to smell it right away. But
right.
it cost me a little extra. But man, that's the handiest thing ever.
Yeah.
Yeah. Especially now, this stage of our lives, you know. I had a
Last thing you need.
yeah. Was on my way to the store this morning
Mm-hmm.
and driving, and I'm in the turn lane, okay, to turn right into the parking lot of the store. Well, this crazy son of a gun, she came and right in front of me. I mean, almost hit my car.
Oh god.
So much for calm, cool, and enjoying your Saturday morning. I lost my. Oh man, I was looking for a book to get more curse words.
Made up a few of your own.
Yeah.
Mom, Google is your friend.
Google wouldn't answer me.
Oh no.
Yeah, you're mean. Unbelievable. Yeah, so that started my day off right off the bat,
Oh no.
But getting older, my patience are like nil.
Yeah,
there.
in
You know,
some areas, I have no patience anymore.
I'm getting better as I get older with never mind. Poppy's laughing at me. I feel like I'm getting better because
Hey, Chris.
I only snap his head off about 3 times a day now. It used to be all the time. So
You call me at work and call me in that mere effort.
I don't call you that.
Oh, you lie?
When did I call you that?
Just like a week or two ago, I forgot to do something. You pick up the phone. All the first thing I hear is mother freaking slapping.
Charlotte
He's
dropped the
diming me
F-bomb.
out, y'all.
The
He's
mother F bomb.
He's
Man,
diming
say it
out my
isn't so.
trash mouth.
I almost said it. I said frickin'. She don't say frickin'.
Not when you do something
She
stupid.
got potty mouth.
I had.
I'm married a sailor. It's just
So
enough said. Enough said.
I had to have the cable company come out twice to the house.
Oh no, that's always miserable.
Yeah, and
Chris.
everything started shutting down. I go put my TV on
Yeah,
because I don't have regular TV. I don't have regular cable. I got Fire Stick and
Uh-huh.
the computers.
sure.
So every time I go into my remote don't work. I got to reboot everything. So the one guy comes out and he's, the excuse is, I said, how about another modem? Put another modem in.
Yeah.
I said, it keeps kicking out and whatever, blah, blah, blah. I don't care what you do. I'm paying. You're not paying my bill. Give me a modem. Well, sir, I can't really do that. We might believe that it is in the walls. So you're going to have to get a hold of your building.
Yeah, it's
Okay?
never their fault.
Right. So I said, let me ask you a question. How come you don't know if it's the wire or not? Because if it's going from point A to point B,
Right.
okay, isn't there some reading or something that you can come up with that it's in the walls? Maybe it's just the modem. Well, maybe your service sucks. He leaves. Well, Marie, okay, now this was okay when I was doing it, okay? But now it happened to her. She couldn't upload a video.
Oh no.
Son of a bitch. And the first time in a long, long time, Mother Fletcher was spoken about.
Okay.
Once or twice, Mother Fletcher came out. Okay. And as soon as I heard the second or third one, I got on the phone Hey, Cox Cable, you need to get out here now.
Y'all need to get out here and put this Mother Fletcher away.
So yeah, so next thing you know, they replaced the modem. So
That's right, Chris. They do have a meter
You
that
know,
can test the wires in the walls.
I got so tired of
Yep.
dealing with the techs when they come out because they'll do everything under the sun to convince you
That it's some
it's
other
in your
problem.
house.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And half the time they don't have stuff on the truck. So anymore, I just pack the stuff under my arm and I go to the store and just tell them switch it out.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's acting up. Can't tell you what's wrong with it. Just switch it out and
I
come
should
home
do that
plug it
with
up
my
myself.
modem.
Yeah. So next week I'm changing out my computer.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna bite the bullet and buy that one. 32 was it 32 gigs and a 1 terabyte storage and
Oh wow.
Okay.
yeah. I'm having trouble with if I'm editing a video and I need to go get a picture or something like that, goes forever, or it'll just close off. It'll just stop.
Sound like you need more memory.
Yeah, exactly. So, all right, no problem. I said that's what I'm gonna do and go from there. I was gonna buy another new camera, but I said if I can't upload anything, it'd take me a long time to upload.
Right.
I might as well get another one. So,
Yeah. Chris, I think it would do just fine.
I
but
do too. If it's a game, if it run games, it ought to be able to run
Definitely.
broadcast.
Definitely. You've got to have enough RAM and gigs and all the bebops
yeah,
and doodads that you need to do whatever you want to with
Well,
a game.
especially if you're editing videos. If you're editing videos, you need quite a bit of RAM.
Right.
well, I,
Right.
wa- I watched our buddy, and quite a few times,
Michael.
and yeah, and he talked about it. That if you're going to be doing live streams and stuff like that, all right, you need to have a little bit more oomph
Yes.
and also storage, so it'll process it much faster.
Yeah, because
So
you're doing. I mean, that broadcasting, you're doing a lot of stuff at the same time.
yeah, yeah,
It may be only running one program, but it's the same if you was trying to run three or four something else.
Well, gosh,
And it all,
maybe my Chromebook's not as bad as I think it is.
I mean, it works.
Yeah, it does. It works. I mean, it's not great, but it works.
What? Yeah, I think Tom's issue is editing when he's trying to edit,
Right. Right.
and that takes a lot of resource, a lot of horsepower.
yeah. So this is only 8 gigs that I have.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Okay.
definitely not enough.
Yeah, and they said you could get away with it and blah blah blah.
Well, to
You know
getting
what I
away
mean?
with it and being able to use it's two different things.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I try to explain to I didn't really talk to him, but I'm saying to myself, the agita that I have, you know, to go through all that crap. So
Chris, I'm so jealous right now.
I have 2 terabytes and 64 gigs of RAM along. Yeah, you do.
Yep.
Send that to me, Chris.
Guys,
So
I'll be right back.
yep. So this one's rebuilt. So and
Like
it's but
you mean like a refurbished?
yes,
Oh,
refurbished.
okay.
And yeah, I said, you know what? A lot cheaper than buying a new one, whether I'm going to like it or not. You know what I mean? This one, a couple $100, get it set up, and then I can just do my thing, and
Yeah.
go from there with it. So
Well, Chris, that I've got a Node Ultra, and I love it. I don't use it. I don't use it to broadcast, but it's great. It's a great camera, and you can talk to people like on a phone too.
gaming laptop.
Well,
Well,
when do you think you get your computer, Tom?
next week sometime.
Okay.
Yeah, next week. I'm trying to get caught up on videos and stuff like that, and I'm gonna change things up a little bit,
Okay.
and I tell you one thing, the podcast is really, really, really going good. When I put it on the video channel on YouTube, video side, I mean, I'll get 100. One I got almost 300, I think, on the podcast.
Yeah, I've
But
been watching them at work.
then on YouTube Music, I mean, they're doing 4,000, 3,800. So it's really, really, really going good. I'm getting more into it a little bit, you know. We still got to do one, Grumpus. I'm going to do one on this channel. I'm going to bring you up and just talk about food. No, nothing, you know, nothing
Well, I
too
mean,
crazy.
whenever and whatever I can do to help, I'm there.
Yeah. I just want to get the timing right. In fact, CJ is supposed to come on with me.
How you doing, Outbound? That's a new name for me. I'm not sure who Outbound is. Is that familiar with you, Tom?
No. No, no.
Yeah, I need to. I've got some recording in the can. I just need to get it fired up. Get DaVinci fired up. I've only edited one video on this new system. I want to really put it through its paces, see what it'll do.
And see, that's the thing, right? Too, that Grumpus. I mean, even with Charlotte, with her issues and stuff, right away we had the tendency to go look to get something. We're going to try something different. Try something different. You know, so I did a little bit more research about cleaning out my disc and everything else like that.
Right.
To get it going up a little bit more. But then I went one step further, watched a couple of other different people. I don't know, whatever, but it seems like when I type in exactly what I'm looking for, the rat bears that don't speak English.
I've been there a few times.
I've been there a few times myself.
And
But
my
you know
wife,
what?
my wife is saying, "Why do you curse at? When I find it, I can't understand them."
Yeah.
So, but
Well,
That's
the thing to do is figuring out where the weak spot is, and improve on that. I mean, a lot of people I know will just randomly buy new stuff, and it doesn't seem to help because they're not fixing the problem. What they had was fine. They just needed, a $60 stick of RAM, and
right.
yeah,
they would have been off to the
It
races. Or
kind of sounds like the weak spot is that Tom is not multilingual.
that is a weak spot. Oh, you're right, bastard.
hello,
Oh goodness. Oh,
guten Tag.
oh my gosh.
So
I'm sorry.
yeah,
I had to.
but the funny thing is I like when they call though. I mean, you think it's even with the cable company. I mean, the cable company's right down the road, and
Oh, okay, Outbound. Okay.
all right, there he is.
Yeah,
Very
okay.
cute.
He changed names on me. That's why I didn't.
Yeah.
We were just checking. That's all.
Oh,
But when the guy comes on, I tell you the story a while ago that was waiting for a package and I needed it, okay, and it didn't show up. All right, so when I called and I lost my mind with it, the guy on the other end from Amazon said that my package was found and it's in peanuts.
peanuts.
I said, whoa, 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 whoa. Repeat that. We found the package, and it is in peanuts. Peanuts? What the hell are you talking about? I said, give me the address. What are you saying? He went on and on and on and on, and finally he went, it is in Peanuts, Arizona. I said, Phoenix.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
You're telling me Phoenix? Peanuts. I said, you friggin' moron.
Oh my good. Well, he didn't know how to pronounce it. Oh my goodness.
So Marie says to me,
Alex.
she said, that's funny. That's really funny. She says, we had an uncle from Brooklyn we couldn't understand. I said he wasn't from Peanuts.
Oh my goodness. Okay, y'all, I just have to tell you, I bought some coffee tonight that looked interesting.
Hey, Alex.
It was from Starbucks.
Yeah.
I don't usually like Starbucks coffee, but this looked really interesting. I will show you. Give me 1 second.
Yeah. Starbucks is usually too
Bitter.
high octane for me.
Yeah.
I quit coffee for almost 2 months.
Yeah.
Banana
Any
lavender.
particular reason? Lavender, vanilla lavender. That
This
ain't coffee. That's something else.
I know.
That's bath water.
It is so good though. I couldn't believe it. And it was so funny because the package was really pretty. It's lavender, and it's got pretty little vanilla beans on it and some lavender sprigs here on the side. And I looked at it and I said, I don't usually like Starbucks, but I think I'm gonna try that.
It's too pretty not to buy.
Because it's pretty. So I didn't have my coffee because I was too busy trying to get online with you. And so when I took a break there a few minutes ago, I made a cup of that coffee.
What's the verdict?
If it's not good,
Oh, you're hooked.
I might be.
You're hooked now.
And I'm kind of mad about it because I don't really like to buy Starbucks coffee.
I don't like it. Wait in line.
Well, the great thing about it is it's a limited edition, so it'll be gone before too long.
Then you'll be cussing.
I might be cussing, but I'll
Better
It'll be Mother Fletcher and stuff.
I
Better
might.
fill the freezer.
Well, that's what I told Poppy a few minutes ago.
Tom will tell you, buy in bulk.
Yep.
I think I'm going to have to order a box of this stuff. Well, I went crazy and spent $150 on a coffee maker.
Well, you spent $80 on beans.
I don't know why I did it, except for the fact that it does both. It makes a whole pot of coffee and it does the Keurig type K-cup things. That's what I wanted. I wanted something all in one like that.
Yeah.
And that was the cheapest one I could find. It's a Cuisinart. And it makes a good cup of coffee.
I think that's what my brother has.
Is it?
He's got the K cups, and it'll make a pot on the side if that's the way you want it.
Yeah. I like it. I like it.
So I may have to look into that when my other one finally burns up.
Well, that's what happened to mine.
Because I like to do a thermos of coffee to take to work.
Oh yeah.
In the restaurant we had from Maxwell House, we had a machine that we would actually have to pour the beans into the machine, okay, and hit the button. It would grind them. It would actually push the powder or the grinds over to another side, and make 4 pots of coffee at the same time.
Wow.
Yeah, it was quite a machine. The machine didn't cost us nothing, but then we had to use pay for the coffee.
Oh,
the
that was
beans
the
and
thing
stuff.
I was going to tell you, Grumpus. This Cuisinart. Chris said he has the refillable K-cup thing.
Yeah.
That's what this has. You can either use the ones from the store, or you can use your own coffee, pull it into your own little K-cup thing.
That's pretty interesting.
So, yeah, it's really cool. I like it a lot. Yeah, it's an adapter. That's what I've got. Yeah. For a little K-camp.
So I quit Grumpus. I quit for 2 months, trying to eliminate stomach issues and stuff, whatever. So I stopped. I was drinking tea in the morning. So I guess maybe about a week ago, Marie says, "Do you want your tea?" And I thought about it. No, coffee. So she said, "Oh, good," because whatever I do, she stops doing too. You know what I mean?
Right.
So next thing you know, the smell in the air was like, oh.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it's gonna be great.
Baby. So the first one I was shaking the cup.
Oh no.
And I was going,
Anticipation was killing you.
ay, chihuahua. And then, I said, nah, wasn't the coffee. Yeah, pretty cool. Pretty cool. Look up.
AeroPress. You know
Yeah, I
what?
heard of that.
I'm gonna
K cups, tomato soup,
tomato soup.
Well, I've got
you name it. Got any scotch?
one of the Cuisinart coffee makers. You know, the square boxy looking thing.
Yeah.
Them things last forever.
Well, that's what the lady. That's how they sold it to me. Lady said she'd had hers for 15 years.
Yeah, I think the one I've got now is. I know it's over 10 years.
She said the key to it is to don't use city water. I
Really?
don't know if that's true or not.
Well, I got two filters on my refrigerator, so I use that
There
water.
you go. Mm-hmm.
And I have to run it through a clean cycle with some vinegar and stuff about maybe twice a year.
Okay.
I don't know if it needs it. I just do it.
You just do it. Well, that's good maintenance. It's like putting oil in your car.
Yeah, I guess.
I never forget. We were in North Carolina. Marie was cleaning because the well water was horrible, and I had filters everywhere. So she cleaned out the coffee maker with vinegar. Okay,
Yeah.
poured it in, put the pot underneath, and then went about doing something else. So I was outside. I said, "You gonna make coffee?" Yeah. She put the vinegar water in the coffee. I almost had a heart attack. Pickled coffee. I think Starbucks might be able to sell it, right?
That's funny.
Pickled coffee. Ay, 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 ay. I had I bought another module for my drums, and talking to the guy on the phone about it, and he said, "Can I interest you in the extended warranty?" I said, "Pal, I'm 70."
That's funny.
I
Oh,
don't,
Tom.
I don't think that's gonna work, pal.
Oh my God.
There's no winning on that one.
No, I said I might as well just hand you $40. I mean, too funny.
You know, I was just thinking the other day. I've got these 5 cats here, and they're all pretty much a year old, give or take a few months. And I'm wondering. I told my dad. I was talking to him on the phone. I said, "Boy, I sure hope I outlive those cats." He says, "Honey, you have just arrived at being old."
That's it.
He said, "You know you are getting old when you don't know if you're going to outlive your animals or not."
That's it.
Yeah.
I
There's
said,
one that's going to outlive me right there.
right there, Smokey.
I think it's alive.
It is.
I thought it was a hat for crying out
Look,
loud.
you know what?
Yeah, maybe you had a Russian hat.
I can't believe that's the same cat because it has turned into such a pretty cat.
She's put a few pounds on too.
Yeah, and when you
It's
sent
keto.
me that picture of that cat, I was like, "What in the devil is
Yeah.
that?"
Yeah, she was a little hungry when I got her.
Yeah, she
She's
is
still
just.
hungry now, but she's eating 4 times a day.
Oh my gosh!
Well, we have to give her small amounts.
Nice.
She'll hurl.
Oh, I see. I see. Huh.
They'll eat
That's
you.
right.
They'll eat me. Yeah. Well, hopefully, I won't be some single cat lady living by myself. Somebody will come find me before the cats eat.
Well, you know it's funny. I turn around and I tell Marie, thinking about it, usually on Saturdays I'll go and we'll have rehearsal, with the band. So that's 4 hours, okay, that I'm gone, and it's not a hop, skip, and a jump. So I tell her, don't be doing stupid stuff. I mean, taking a shower. Wait till I get home. What that silly stuff or taking a walk, whatever. You
Right.
fall down, I have no clue.
I had to tell my mom that while she was here, because I put some grab rails onto the tile,
Yeah.
and I talked to her on the phone. Said she's fixing to go take a shower. So maybe you want to wait till me or Vicky get home. Preferably Vicky.
Yeah.
I said, because if you fall down, you're assuming you could reach a phone to call somebody if it doesn't knock you out.
Right.
And I finally convinced her to wait till we got home because I was scared to death she'd slip in that tub.
Heck
Yeah.
yeah.
And it's that silly stuff that you got to think about.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to break mom on my watch.
Yeah.
Right. Right. Hey, look, y'all. Poppy just showed me this. It says when you can't make the Wheaties box, and it's that.
That Pete Sheep swimmer.
Well, like the doctor said to me that one time, he says, "Do you fall down?" I said, "Why would you ask me that?" He said, "Well, I need to know if you ever fell down." I said, "Throughout my life?" Well, no, now. I said, "No, what do you think? I'm freaking old?" And he just like looked at me and I'm
Like
like,
them quizzing me in the hospital. What do you need a walker at home? Do you need a cane?
Right. Right.
I said, why are you asking me this bullshit? Excuse my French. And he said, because you're past that age
You want to
now.
know if you're nuts or not?
Yeah.
I went
See,
through the
So
same thing. It's like an interrogation. I said, "Wait a minute, you treat me like a little old man here."
right.
they asked me the same thing. Do you use a walker at home? I said, I broke my leg. What do you think? Would I use the trapeze? Get to and from the bathroom. And then another girl, a nurse come in, younger girl come in. She says, "Sir, do you use a walker?" I says, "Only after happy hour." I said, "But that's just just once or twice a week." And she like looked at me like, "What the hell's wrong with him?" But yeah, answer them nutty ass questions. Even now, the pharmacy's doing it. Okay. Do you know we have an app that you can use to put you for your pills, so you remember to take your pills? I said that's why I do keto because I'm trying to get
I
away
got
from the
one
freak.
too. It's called an alarm.
Yeah. I mean, it's getting crazier and crazier and crazier. I mean, what they asked me last time I picked up the pills. Are you having trouble? Are you having trouble um, paying for your medication? Don't start. I told her. Don't start.
They asked me the last time I went to pick a prescription. They said, "Are you having difficulty opening the bottles?" I said, "Only the childproof ones."
Yeah. I mean, it's
I
a
mean, they
joke. It
come up
really.
with the craziest shit, and I'm thinking, "Do I look like I'm 105?"
So I said. So I said to the one pharmacist, I said, "Let me ask you a question. I'm 70. My wife's 71. Okay. Why are you giving me bottles anyway with childproof tops on it?
Right.
There ain't a kid in my complex for miles.
Right. Right.
Well, come on. Oh
I'll,
no,
t-
it's
I'll
the
tell you what's bad. Have you the little Gatorades?
I don't drink that. Huh?
Impossible.
Those tops are ridiculous to open. I mean, I was
Especially
opening
the
up for my
ones with the
mom. I'd
spouts.
open it and put it in the refrigerator. It was all I could do to get some of them open.
Right. Right.
Unbelievable.
I mean, you shouldn't have to have a pipe wrench to open a sport drink.
No, you shouldn't.
It's amazing. It really is amazing. And just the stupid stuff that they ask you. And really,
Yeah,
I mean, just stop and
they,
think about it. Really? Would you treat your grandparents this way or
maybe they do.
yeah. I said, what's your last name? Dahmer? I don't know.
Jeez.
Well, I mean, I guess I don't know. Vicky says I should expect it, but it catches me off guard every time.
Well, it's irritating. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, just because you're a senior citizen doesn't mean you're an idiot.
I bought 2 bottles of cheap ass wine to cook with at Walmart the other night. They carded me. I said, "Are you looking for a tip?" she, she says, "No, we have to ask everybody." I says, "I am older than the wine." It was just nuts. I couldn't believe it.
That
the,
is insane. Oh, God.
the best day was when they asked me what did I want to do about my blood work. What do you want blood work
Yeah.
done? To see if it's freaking red. And I lost my mind. I mean, just unbelievable. Do you fall? What happens when you fall down? I said, I hurt myself. What do you think happens when I fall down?
No
Oh
kidding.
yeah. Oh wait, Charlotte. Wait. You're in for a good. You're in for.
No,
You're
I'm
gonna.
not, because I'm not going to
It
go.
takes a village to break the suction.
Yeah.
I
It's
mean, I mean, if I was underage, was this the disguise I would pick?
I
um,
told. I told him I got underwear older than 21 years for crying out loud.
right.
Fruit of the Loom is all raisins. Too funny.
Well, I broke my ankle when I was 16. Actually, I broke my leg in 4 places and my ankle in a car accident, right? So, here the past 4 days or so, my ankle has been swelling up like 2 or 3 times the size it normally is. But it's only that ankle, it's not the other one. And it's not red. It doesn't hurt any more than normal. And I'm wondering what the devil's going on with my stupid ankle.
Storm blowing in.
Well, I don't. I think it's different shoes that I'm wearing
It could be.
because I just bought a different pair of shoes. Well, I think I'm gonna have to buy some more flip flops because I can't wear it. I
I
think
got
that's it. I don't know. I just.
I got more screws and plates in my leg. Okay,
Mhm, mhm.
my ankle, if I could find it, my ankle looked like they toenailed it. Okay, with this, and they put 13 screws in.
In your ankle?
No, in my leg, 12 in my
Oh.
leg, and one in my ankle. So I
Mhm,
said,
mhm.
this was January 19th of 2014. I'll never forget as long as I live.
Did they take them out?
No,
Oh,
no,
They
see, they
leave them
took
in.
mine out.
no, they're still in there. But I said to the doctor, I said, I know it's Christmas. What'd you get, a new Makita for crying out loud? Put the screws in?
Oh, I had, let me think, one, two, three, four. I guess it was about 7 screws, and a plate on the fibula that broke. And then I had pins in my completely through my leg at the top.
Jesus.
And then I had pins in my ankle holding my ankle bone back on
Mm.
because that was a compound fracture, my ankle was. And for whatever reason, it all healed back great, and it served me very well until here recently. I mean, I've had problems with it off and on throughout the years, like little arthritic problems and stuff like that. But until recently, it is bothering me more than it has
I
in the
can,
past.
I can tell you when it's going to rain out here. I really can. It starts
Mm,
hurting.
hmm.
Um, you know, just lately, the ankle's been bothering me.
Hmm.
Okay, in that area where the screw was. So,
Mm, mm.
but that's the other reason why they wouldn't replace the knee. Thank God. I didn't particularly want to go through that. But he said you got so many screws, you walk so crooked that if I did replace your knee, okay, we would have to do it every 6 months because you
Oh
would wear that.
no.
You would wear that out, or you would wear bones out. So
Well, the last time I went to the doctor over my ankle, Murphy was just a few months old. And I went in to have it x-rayed to see if they could do something. Because what'll happen is it'll get kind of stuck and it doesn't want to bend. And it was doing that when I was on the stairs with the baby.
oh,
And it really bothered me. And I thought, what if I drop this baby?
Yeah, exactly.
So the doctor took a x-ray of it and he said, don't touch it until it's unbearable. He said, because whoever did the work on you did an excellent job. There is some scar tissue in there. There is some arthritis in there, but we haven't perfected the ankle replacement yet. And it would never be the same if you tried to, you know, go that route. He
Yeah.
Right.
said, don't do it. He
That's
said,
why this doctor, he shocked me because, I told Marie, guaranteed they're going to want to put new knee replacement in there and start talking to me about hips and everything else. And he said, no, he says, I don't see the point. He said, I don't think it would do you any great good, especially at your age, to be constantly coming back and doing that. He says, so if you get the pain flares up, come in, we'll give you the shot, and much cheaper and easier to get along with. And I said, I like you 100%.
yeah.
And I appreciate that. But yeah, I mean, it's nuts.
Wesley's about to have another surgery on his knee. Didn't he just have one like last year?
Seems
Yeah.
like it.
Yeah, same knee, same problem, same everything. Eventually, they're going to have to give him a knee replacement.
I
So
can't
he's
find
trying.
any
He's
picture.
getting injections in his every. How often, Wesley?
Um,
About every 6 or 8 months.
no, 4.
4, excuse me, every 4 months.
Wow.
Some
Yeah.
kind of injection, and he's just trying to drag it out.
Cortisone. I'm allowed to have 4 shots a year in one joint and 5 whole body.
Yeah.
Okay.
Went through the same thing. There's that silicone. Also, there's this stuff called rooster comb. It's made from a rooster's comb. This stuff.
Really?
And yeah, and ask the doctor about it.
Okay.
Okay. And it's like there again, it's all natural type of thing. But that back in North Carolina, that worked for me.
Okay.
You know, every once in a while, I had a little bit of an outburst. Rackadoodle. But
Yeah.
Right. Hey, what did they
There'd
say
be
was wrong
roosters
with
laying
your
around
knee?
like rhinoceros with horns missing.
The first time or this time? Same as last. Torn meniscus.
How do you tear your meniscus twice in 3 years?
wow, that. You know what? And that's painful too. That's painful.
Yeah, he struggles.
It pops and crunches and. In case this one doesn't bend in.
Ew. Don't do that to me again. I don't want to see that. Oh. His knee is wonky. It just bends funny.
Bends way and.
Mm.
I tell you what, I did that convention center. You want to hear? I sound like Snap, Crackle, and Pop Rice Krispies getting up out of bed.
Wesley crackles and pops a lot too.
I spent a lot of years on my feet.
Yeah.
A lot of years. And not that I'm knock on wood, but so far, I haven't had any lung problems. And I used to smoke 5 packs of cigarettes a day.
Oh wow.
That's really good.
A day.
I hope you don't.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, you'd need a small loan now to smoke that many.
heck yeah.
Now, I mean, that's back when they were what, quarter a pack, and now they're $7-8.
I was like taken back to get something in the store, bottle of water or something. I was getting gas, and out here, most of the gas stations are owned by this one company. It's called Terribles. All right, yeah, and it's got the guy with a cowboy hat and a mask on, and it's called Terrible. They're all over the place. So I walk in, I got the water, I'm standing in line, and the lady in front of me bought a pack of cigarettes. And the guy, I thought I didn't understand what he said. $12.50
Oh wow.
A
Yeah.
pack?
a pack.
Seriously?
I'm too cheap.
I went,
I couldn't do it.
whoa. I said, that times 5, okay? Holy crap.
Well, guys, I'm got to go. I'm like really fading fast, and I promised myself I would be in bed by 1 o'clock from now on for the duration. So thank you, Grumpus, for letting me come up with you.
Oh, anytime, Buzz. I'm glad you showed up. Starting to
I
worry
am
there. Yeah.
too.
You know what? Has anybody heard from Terry? He's usually the first one to jump on. I haven't heard a peep out of him tonight.
I just saw him.
I've seen him on
It was
Facebook.
either last night or the night before. But he was not in the live stream for very long, and I forget what he said. I think everything's fine with him though.
Yeah.
So, but anyhow, y'all have a great night.
Well, thanks for popping in. Get yourself some rest.
Oh,
I'll
and don't
probably
forget-
see you. I'll see you through the week sometime.
Well, I'll be on live crocheting on Monday night at 2 o'clock, and then I'll do some little pop-ups on Wednesday and Thursday.
I've been watching your little dot picture.
I know. Look, that thing is coming along, and I'm tickled with it.
Oh, it looks like it's coming along pretty fast.
You know what's so funny is when you said that you felt like you were hypnotized the other night. That's exactly how I feel when I'm doing the dots. It's like, ooh. You know?
I've seen you.
I'm
I've
sitting
seen you
there
doing
thinking,
that.
you know, I've been watching this for an hour.
And right. It's crazy. So anyhow, good night, everybody. Take care.
Take care.
All right, we'll see you. Good night, Charlotte.
Good night.
I think Chris
Well.
is in the basement.
We lose one and gain one.
Look at that.
Chris, how you doing?
Checkmate.
I see you. Is this a talkie? I don't hear you, Chris. Nope. Try a different button.
Sound like you just flushed the toilet.
Yeah. All I hear is static.
Nope. I
We
would
got a
say-
clear picture, but we're not
Yeah.
hearing you.
No.
And I'm assuming you can hear me. Blink twice if you need help.
So he said his son wants to take up the guitar.
Your son or
No, Chris's son,
his son?
Connor. Yeah. Thank you. Okay. No Ken here. So how you liking the? Ooh.
No audio.
Your EV Mux seems to be working a little bit better tonight, Grumpus.
Yeah, well, you know, it's working better because I'm using the default, and I'm not using any pro scenes tonight. I screwed them up a couple of weeks ago, and I haven't been able to get them back.
I know a couple times you weren't on. And I'm saying, wonder what happened.
I don't know what happened a little while ago. It said I went offline, but
Yeah, and then last week,
I
that-
wasn't on last week.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It will shut you down at 2 hours.
On
then-
recording.
Yeah, and then bring you back up again.
Well, see, I'm not recording.
Right, but it's recording to YouTube.
Because what are we at? We've been at 2 hours and 13 minutes.
Yeah. So it was
Well, maybe that's what happened.
yeah. Mine did the same thing, but it didn't because when I do it, I record. I use the recording.
But
on
I
it.
didn't lose you or Charlotte.
Right. Yeah, you're the host. That's why. So.
So it's kind of weird.
And it might have stayed on a little bit more because I'm on EV Mux also. So
No, I mean I'm liking it. I'm liking it better than StreamYard.
yeah,
Yeah, I mean I had issues with StreamYard. Sometimes I couldn't. If the picture was fuzzy, it looked like I was on an old laptop.
yeah, yeah.
But it's clear tonight.
So now I did a matter of fact, I edited 2 videos today, and also I recorded for Monday for my podcast. And I'm having trouble right now to bring up pictures, just plain pictures from my file up on here. I got to take the pictures, take them over to OpenShot, put it into a video format,
Really?
and then be able to bring it up. It will not let me bring up pictures.
So is it in EV Mux?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
Yep. So
let's try something. Let me see.
let me try one
Yeah,
here.
you go ahead and try one. Let's see what it looks like. No, for the most part, I got my pro scenes working. It's just I've botched a couple of them up live, and I haven't. I think I just need to go through and just delete all of it and start from scratch. I see
Yeah.
that's coming up.
I don't see it on here. Oh,
There
there
it
it is.
is.
Yeah. Okay. So, but that's a video.
Right. Oh, that's a video.
Yeah.
Well, whatever it is, it looks pretty good.
Yeah. That's next Sunday's.
Was it ham?
Yeah, ham steak. So, that would be a video part of it.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I'm trying to figure it out. Maybe I did something wrong with it. I don't know. Let me see here.
I mean, it's probably a JPEG, and just about anything you read a JPEG.
No, I did a whole video and I went to put it up and it faded and then went out gone. It was completely gone.
That's amazing. I'll be darned.
Yeah. So, like I said, it could be something I'm doing wrong, but let me try. Hold on a minute.
Now, depending on what I'm going to use it for, sometimes I'll save in JPEG, sometimes I'll save in PNG.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it was here, but I couldn't click it. You got away before I could click it.
Yeah, that was something else that.
But PNG will let you take your background out real easy.
Mm-hmm. Let me see if this picture will come up. No,
I haven't
won't
seen
do it.
anything pop up yet.
No, it won't let me do it. So I don't know.
So
We'll
you have to bring your JPEG into OpenShot, and then what? Snapshot it out of that.
Yep. Or just put it up, make a video out of it, and just keep adding to it until I get done with what what I'm talking about. So
Um,
yeah, I'm trying to find. Let me see if this will work. And now this is also a video.
oh, there it is.
Let me see how far it goes. That's the unit we cooked on.
That's good looking grill.
Yeah. It took a beating, and I tell you what,
Look at there,
there's old Chef Rooney.
pro in action.
There's John. This thing's got the probes on it, the whole bit. I mean,
Yeah, I like that.
it was phenomenal, and it gives you the ambient heat constantly. That's the best side of me right there, Grumpus.
Hey, look at that. Well, it looks like you had a pretty good setup.
Oh yeah, no matter what we wanted, how we need making a cowboy butter there.
And how many grills you have set up?
2.
Okay. And you cooked all
Yeah.
that food on 2 grills.
Yep.
That's pretty impressive.
Yep. It really held up. It really held up good. All right, that's the end of that one. So yeah, but a single picture just won't come up for some odd reason. that probably something I'm doing wrong because I see other people. It says you can open anything on your computer. You can open and show. So, but
On
here's what
EV
I'm
Mux?
impressed on EVMux. Yeah, here's what I'm impressed about EVMux with. Okay, StreamYard. I couldn't open a picture if you had this stream going right now.
You could or couldn't?
Couldn't. So here I'm in on you're broadcasting this out.
Yeah.
I'm your guest on here,
Yeah.
but yet I can still do that. That's what I like about it.
Yeah. I mean, I'm pretty impressed with it. Let's try this
It's
again.
it's crazy.
Hello. Ah, we can see you, but we can't hear you. But you've never sounded better.
Yeah. Smoke on the hill. Puff. What some lady in line asked me, she says, "Are you native? Are you native here?" I said, "No, I'm Irish." she, she looked at me like I had 9 heads.
You didn't get it.
No, not at all. No sense of humor, you know. Funny, really is funny.
Now,
Some guy,
go ahead.
some guy asked me, with the meat being that it's wagyu, did I personally massage the cow? I said, yeah, with a 45.
Well, I'm going to switch scenes and see what this thing does. So hang in there with me.
Come on.
All right, see if I can get you added to this now. Nope, it's not going to let me do it. Okay, there it is. Now see this this background. That's a JPEG.
Yeah, but I'm talking about pictures from my file. So in other words, the only way I can do it. Let me try something else, Grumpus. Let me go over here.
But that's what this fire thing and this grill in the back is a just a JPEG out of a file.
Okay. Let me see if I can do this here. Let me see if I can go down to here.
Dynamic grid. There we go.
Let me see if I can do this one.
Now I can get us all on there. Okay. So that's one of the pro scenes.
Okay.
I know what was screwing it up. I had the wrong format up.
So it says on here, Tom's media share, and it won't let me open anything. So that's the issue I'm dealing with right now.
Chris, there's still no audio.
Still no here. Share screen. No ticky, no washy, Chris.
Yeah, we need to get him a chalkboard.
Yeah.
I don't know why his audio's not working.
I don't know. Nice and clear, though.
Plug in your microphone.
He's going to start writing.
I think he's drawing a finger on his pad.
That's too funny. Too funny.
But yeah, this background picture is AI. I forget what program I was on just for granted. I said, show me medium rare meat on a grill, and this is what it come up with.
Nice. Right, like I said, Blackstone was right across from us.
Yeah.
Okay. And they were cooking up all kinds of stuff. And then next to them, and I could see, like on an angle, was Cuisinart. Okay.
Cuisinart grills?
Yeah.
Never heard of it.
Yep. But I got to tell you, here's what caught my eye. They have a. It looks like a long, might be like maybe 3.5 feet, maybe 4 feet. Okay. With a burner, with a circle on it, a burner for a wok.
Oh,
I went.
so was it a Cuisinart grill or was it like a flat top?
No, it was. They had grills. They actually have a setup where you can buy with the stone on it, the grill, the sink,
Okay.
and a flat top.
Because I think oh geez, what
And that
our,
sucks, don't
our
it,
buddy.
Grumpus?
Gosh, I can't think of his name now. The dude.
Oh yeah,
The dude. He's
Mike.
got a Yeah, Mike. He's got
Yeah,
a Cuisinart flat top
yeah,
that he
exactly.
uses all the time.
They had them. They had them there, but now they're like extravagant. You know what I mean? And the other one I'm trying to think. If pull the picture up again, might know. But then like behind me was Omaha Steaks. I think we made the guy nervous from how many steaks we were cooking, how much beef we were cooking. Yeah, it was quite the setup. It was very, very, very intriguing. I thought there'd be more people inside, but they have robots that cut your grass. Now with the out by us, now everything is artificial turf.
Uh huh.
So now there's vacuums that they have to go through the yard.
No kidding.
Yeah, yeah. They had some lady was telling me, husband and lady saying that there was a robot that was there that was like would clean. It's in the process. They were just showing it what it was. So you can get a male or female robot, okay, that walks, and does whatever chores you get.
If I get a robot, I'm not gonna have it mowing the grass.
So I said to the guy, and the lady just like looked at me disgusted. I said, "So did you get the chick's number?" She got all disgusted. Jesus.
Well, Chris has sure got a crispy, clear picture.
Yeah, you do. He's scratching his nose.
But I don't know why we're not hearing him.
Yeah.
Chris, did you go into the setups? Now, the setups is just like StreamYard.
Did your mic mute it?
So I mean, the setup is almost identical to StreamYard, so it should be easy to see.
You can go to settings and see the mic.
And if he's on Windows, you may need to go down to the little speaker icon and make sure you're on the right output.
Yeah.
I don't mind. I've got multiple things to pick from.
That's like I have on my internet. I have 5G
Okay.
on there. So I get 5G on this, 5G on my laptop. Okay, Marie's I can't get 5G. It goes to another thing with my name on it. So the guy was here the other day. He just couldn't figure it out what was going on with it. So
Is her she's using a laptop, right?
no, I got her a desktop.
Okay, so I'm assuming it's new enough to have 5G, right?
Yeah, yeah, brand new.
Huh.
I don't know. All of a sudden now, all this technology and stuff now, I'm starting to have more problems
Well,
with
the
simple stuff.
wireless, some of the wireless stuff will give you problems too. So everything I've got around, I've got everything hardwired here.
Okay.
Vicky uses a laptop, wireless, and I got a couple things on my phone. I'll use Wi-Fi on, but everything else I've got Ethernet cables running to it.
Yeah. She was a nervous wreck because she's got involved with a group of people now who do like readings. They'll send you a script and put you on there, and then they put it on. I don't know, for older people, whatever, to listen to the story, whatever. So she was a nervous wreck to do this, and so I gave her one of my older cameras, my Logitech oldest ones,
Uh huh.
and put that up there, and on her computer, crystal clear. I couldn't believe it.
So is she narrating for audiobooks? Is that what she's doing?
there's a group
Or is it
of,
like a Zoom call where she actually reads to people?
and no, it's a Zoom that they're doing it on, but they're recording it,
Okay.
and then they're putting it out, and so got that from her stories, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So the one person said, "Would you be interested in doing that?" And
Well, I
I
bet
said,
that's fun.
"Yeah, not me. I'd be bored out of my mind with it."
Well, I would, but I can see where that might be up her alley.
Yeah. So I said, I just hope when you get involved with these people that you don't have to turn around and talk like, this little piggy went to market. Yeah. But yeah, it worked out pretty good for her. Unbelievable. I was reading about YouTube, the way the CEO is changing things up
Uh,
for more long form stuff
they can't make up their mind, can they?
now. And they're open to all AI. I said, "What them years? The work we put into it to get
Yeah.
to a spot, and then all of a sudden you can press a button, you know."
Well, I mean, I just wonder how that's going to work. AI is just going to create a video, and you're just going to slap your name on it.
I think you got to put your content into it, from what I gathered. So, in other words, I would send them clips of my video, and then they would put their spin on it. In other
So
words, they would put
will edit it for you.
everything, does everything for you.
Well, that takes all the fun out of it.
Yeah, exactly. So I said, if I can't sit here and curse and bang the table,
I
that's
mean,
not what.
I like the edit part. I like the edit part better than I like the recordings.
Yeah, yeah. I said, wow, how great. Well, what I did was I started writing lyrics and I put my drums to it, to the music
Yeah.
that I and then they create. I get it done that way, but I
Was that
can't
how
do it.
you're having your jingles made?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay, I wonder how you were doing that.
yeah. I play to it.
So
I
I got
put
to
my
be careful. I got to be careful. If I watch your video early in the morning, that damn jingle sticks in my head all day long.
That's the purpose of it.
I can't get rid of it.
That's that's the purpose of it. Maria the other day was she singing the Sunday dinner chef. So, but it changes the whole outlook on things because I
Yeah,
copyright it. It's my music,
that's
my
it's
lyrics.
pretty slick, really
I
slick.
somebody else says to me, "Where did you find that song that talks about making calzones?" I write it out. Too funny. Too funny. I don't know.
I'm trying to figure out is Chris in a workshop? That looks like a pretty
Yeah,
substantial shop.
yeah. I think that's what he's got there. Yeah. Is
Well,
he's got
it should run on your end, Chris. It should be just like StreamYard. So if you can get StreamYard to work, this should work, only better.
yeah.
But the settings are the same.
I'm trying to see. Now, when you have your do you have the dark mode on?
Yeah, I run everything in dark mode.
Yeah, me too.
I mean, everything on my computer's dark.
Yeah, I'm having trouble with that also.
The screens are just too bright if I don't.
Well, the glare off my glasses.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let me see here.
Okay, I see. I see, Chris. Yeah, I kind of got hooked on dark mode when I was running Linux for a while. Find it's a lot easier on my eyes. I just think it looks better. It looks better. It looks more professional.
Yeah, yeah, and it does take the glare off. It really does.
I mean, before I got my studio light set up, I used to turn this monitor on either side of me and just run a white screen. I'd call up Microsoft Word, and just do a white screen and
Yeah.
adjust that for my side lights.
So I so I had the 4 foot fluorescent light in the kitchen. There's 2 bulbs. One blew out, and the other one was flickering. Okay. So I call maintenance. They come, change it. Different colored lights.
Oh no.
The fluorescent. No, they're both the same, but it's
Oh,
it's like the pinker color.
okay.
You know,
Cool
like
white.
that. I said, you know what? I never thought I'd say this, but this is going to affect my videos. But it came out better. It looks a little bit better on it. So,
Yeah, I pretty much got daylight for everything. In the
Yeah.
kitchen, living room.
I don't know. So you getting the itch to start firing that big boy up? You got?
Man, all day today I was thinking, I need to build a fire. I'm ready to build a fire. So
Yeah.
I mean, I went out and grabbed the lid today. I can open and close it all right. It was hurting here about a month ago, but it's not an issue now.
Good.
So, like I said, I haven't fired that thing up since September.
He's
And
back down.
normally I'll have that thing going, weather permitting, 3 weekends a month.
Right.
How about now?
Oh, I got you now, dude. Now the picture's not quite as clear, but I can see you and I can hear you. Okay, so what was the original question?
All right. Good night now.
Yeah, we'll see y'all next week. Been doing all right, Chris?
Yeah, I'm doing all right. How about y'all?
If it was any better, I'd be you.
Yeah. If I did any better, they'd tax me.
Sorry.
That's for sure.
Oh, he froze up. So are you in an actual workshop or is that green screen?
No,
Nah, that's my shop.
Yeah, that's a good looking shop. From what I can see of it.
Yeah, we're getting there. Yeah,
Chris
So-
makes it.
getting there.
Are you a cabinet
I
maker?
turn all the lights
furniture
off.
maker? What do you do?
I do a little bit of everything. I have been building cabinets. I've been building like furniture and whatnot.
Okay.
But
I mean,
a lot of little projects I sell on the side.
is that what you do or is it a hobby?
Well, it has become what I do.
Oh, okay. I'm with you on that. I got a full woodworking shop in my garage. I haven't touched it in a while, but it's one of them hobby things that got out of hand.
Oh, I hear you. I started woodworking as a hobby when I was probably about 19.
Yeah. Yeah, it's about the same with me.
And just kind of grew.
So you already know whoever dies with the most clamps wins.
It broke my heart to leave my dad's clamps
Oh, I
in
bet
Florida.
it did.
Yep.
I bet it did. I had my grandpa's old table saw up north, and I couldn't bring it with me.
My son, we went and walked around the flea market today, and he turned 12 about 2
Jesus.
weeks ago. So, yeah, 12. But we took his buddy with us, and we went and walked around the flea market today, and man, I tell you, that flea market's about dried up.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, everything's like, they got all the doors closed, and like, oh, I hadn't been there since COVID.
Okay. You think that's what done them in?
Well, and there's quite a few of them that were quite old to begin with,
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think American Pickers had something to do with it too. They talked everybody into, oh yeah, I'm going to be me an antique collector kind of thing.
Oh, I got you.
So now you go out there and all that's left is just junk, Then you got the vendors out there selling a whole bunch of, well,
Yeah.
I got 14 packs of Chinese made fizzles,
Well,
that kind of thing.
The wife, about once or twice a year, the wife would try to get me to go antiquing with her or something like that. And I told her we got plenty of old stuff at the house.
Yeah.
I said,
I'm an antique.
why is it when it's in my house, it's just old and worthless, but the same thing somewhere in somebody's yard, all of a sudden we got to pay $30 for it.
Right.
Well, it's like I've been trying to find a pro and an ads, like a real pro and ads for the
Right,
long time.
right.
Because I mean, anyone that you look at online, they're welded, and the old school ones, they were
They're
hand
forged.
forged,
Yeah, yeah.
and the welded ones are crap.
I haven't seen any of those in a long, long time. Because I
Yeah.
haven't been looking, but
Well, I mean, I haven't been looking the past several years, but prior to COVID, I was looking.
yeah.
I have my grandmother's cast iron Dutch oven. Okay. Now she was born in 1898,
Yeah,
so it was her mother's.
Oh, wow.
Okay. Yeah. So and then it passed on to my mom. I remember them cooking in it when I was a kid. So I have it now, and I had somebody said you ought to look into that. You might be able to sell that. Might be worth a lot of money. I said, pal, you don't understand
Yeah.
where I come from. Okay. I don't bargain with nobody. If you tell me it's $10, I'm giving you $10 and I'm walking out the door.
That's it.
Plain,
That's kind
plain
of the
and
way I
simple.
am.
Plain and simple. I'm not
I'm
going to
not a
sit
haggler.
bicker back and forth, and the guy says, well, it could be worth a lot of money. I said, maybe to you, not to me. It's a family heirloom, and that's the way it's
Yeah.
going to stay. So, and I know as soon as something happens to me, my daughter, boom, it'll be gone. She get $25 for it or something.
I walked all around this one little tool shop that used to be up there at the flea market. They used to have like all kinds of old stuff, and I walked around there, and I noticed there was somebody else different running it today. And I started questioning him about it, and he's like, "Well, he
Sound like my
passed
son.
away, and his old lady just really didn't want to deal with it." Huh?
No.
What?
Now you're fading in and out.
But his old lady just didn't really want to deal with it.
Yeah.
So, can you hear me?
Yeah. Yeah.
But he sold the whole place. I mean, it was packed full of tools. $8,000.
Man. That's what I'm afraid is going to happen. In fact, I talked to my brother here about a month ago. Told him, I said, if anything happens to me, you need to help the wife sell all my tools and stuff. Because somebody come in and offer her $100 for the whole mess, she'd take it.
Yeah.
I mean, I've got, Porter Cable don't make routers anymore.
Nope.
I got 3 of them here in the garage still in the box. I've had probably 10, 15 years.
I
Yeah.
know
I've got
something else that's in the box.
Yeah, yeah. But, it's one of them things that, I bought it figuring, okay, well, when I retire, I'll have more time to use this stuff.
Actually,
But I won't be able to afford it after I retire. So
I picked up a Porter Cable router. I picked up a Porter Cable. I picked up a Porter Cable router up there. I guess about 6 years ago.
yeah,
Just needed a new cable on it.
yeah,
Dude sold it to me for $15.
yeah. Cables and brushes.
Yep.
What we used to go through it at the shop.
And in Florida, when I sold my place in Florida, you seen the pictures, Grumpus. I had
Yeah.
the Kamado Joe, the flat top,
Oh, that was a gorgeous layout. I was all kinds of jealous.
all the grills, and then if you walk straight back, my shed, okay, was the shop. All right, and I had table saws, I had bandsaw, I had all my tools, all my dad's tools
Yeah,
and stuff. Okay, the clamps, I had clamps up on the wall all around. Guy came in, what I was asking for the place, and he offered me 30,000 more for everything.
that'd be hard to say no.
No, I didn't. Okay, you know, one, two, three. I mean, pots and pans that we had back in there. I had a whole set of copper pans that I sold. Got everything. They didn't stop making it, but in the same token, some of the stuff is made better back then than today.
Oh yeah, yeah, and it's for sure more expensive nowadays.
Yeah, but if you don't use it all the time, what's the sense of having it?
Well, that's kind of where I'm at. you know,
Yeah.
I kind of lost interest in the woodworking for the time being.
And plus the price. I mean, I was mortified the other day. Was in Lowe's and I seen plywood is
Oh, tell me about it.
$60 for a sheet of plywood.
No.
Yeah,
Wait,
because
wait till these tariffs kick in.
I'm buying full bundles at a time, Tom, for
Wow.
work, and it's just
Wait, wait till these tariffs kick in, because most
oh
of that
yeah.
crap comes from like Argentina and stuff, man. You look on plywood, it ain't made here.
I'm
Yeah.
already
Which
waiting for it to hit. A lot of
Yeah.
stuff out of Russia.
I don't understand why plywood is not manufactured in the United States.
Yeah.
I don't understand why we make pulpwood here, ship it overseas, have them glue it together and ship it back.
Yep.
I got news for you. Okay, all the meat that we eat is imported. We don't eat American meat here. It's all
Well, I know,
imported. So,
I know.
but I mean,
Well,
just
maybe
just
you're,
price gouging. That's basically what it is. But the funny part about it is that we buy it. You know, that's the thing. But and especially like with the wood prices and stuff like that. Even with barbecue, I can't believe that these people came in town. I took them to a store to buy all the stuff that we were going to need, all the extra stuff and everything like that. And they couldn't believe the prices out here compared to, and they're from all over the country.
Right.
Some from Tennessee, some are from Georgia. Most of them were some out of Texas and stuff like that that work for the company. You know what I mean? And they just couldn't. They were like mortified with the prices. Wow, you pay that much for it? And I was like, set back. Wow, that's crazy. But hey, it is what it is.
well,
Not much you can do about it. So
yeah.
I mean,
I decided
hate the game, but it's the only
I,
game in town.
yeah, that's right.
I, I'm putting my money in egg futures.
Well, you know what? You know
I figure we're going to probably have about 50 chickens this year.
they were
Uh,
talking.
I'm building like chicken Fort Knox.
Well, you know what? If you think back, it started with bacon. That's what started it. It started everything with the prices. Okay, bacon. I can remember buying a pound, not 12 ounces, but 16 ounces of bacon for 99
Yeah.
cents. Okay, and sometimes you would say, "Ah, that's a lot of money," and then it started creeping up, creeping up, creeping up. So I would normally buy 5 pounds of bacon. Okay, and I could get that probably for like $19.
Yeah.
Okay, back in the day. Now it's $32 for 5 pounds of bacon. I mean, but there again, Grumpus, you always said it. They're paying for it. Brisket, okay, a full brisket, okay, out here $98. All right,
That ain't
so
much cheaper here.
yeah, so I mean,
But it's the chicken and egg thing. I mean, who's the fool? The one that got enough balls to ask for $5 a pound for hamburger, or the person who pays it?
right? Yeah, I
You
believe
know,
it's
it's
the
one of them
person who
things. If you
pays it.
boycotted it for a week or two, then probably drive that price down. But
Yeah,
nobody will
Thing
do
that gets
without
me
it.
though is thing that gets me though is like brisket though. I mean that is really a crap piece of meat.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
always was.
Well,
yeah,
so was fajita meat.
yeah. I mean, it was always just like the crap left over. Okay, let's figure out what we can do with this.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, and now it's going to be like $9-10 a pound. Are you
Grumpus,
are you are you
when I
crazy?
when I lived in Houston, okay, we used to go to a place called Luther's. It
I
was up
remember
on
Luther's.
I was up on 10. All right, we would go in, and you get the tray, and you start
Yeah,
going.
they were all over town.
They would take the brisket, okay, and take the bark right off it,
Scrape it off.
and then cut it. Okay, so I'm watching all the barbecue channels, and everybody's complaining about, oh, look at the bark, where you get the bark on it? Not in Luther's, came off. You didn't need it. You know what I mean?
Well, the Rudy's is here,
Uh huh.
and I haven't seen it do it, but I've had a couple people tell me they don't trim the briskets. They just season them up, smoke them up, and then when they're done, they take the back of the knife and just slide that fat right off.
Yeah. And I watched a couple guys, and to each his own. And I mean, most of people see how people doing it and they mimic it going right down the line. But from coming from the business and watching somebody trim down a brisket like that, I almost had heart failure one day. What are you doing? What are you doing? Don't do that.
They cook that thing 14 hours and they scrape the crust off.
Well, you would go in New York City. You would go into the Jewish delis, okay,
Just make that thing into pastrami and be done with it.
Yeah.
and you would get a hot brisket on a roll or a bread, okay,
Uh-huh.
and they would take the knife, flap the fat over, cut it, and put the fat back over it again, and serve it to you. What are you doing? Keeps it hot. It's okay. But I mean, different techniques and stuff
You
like that.
know,
Yeah.
realistically though, it'd keep it moist.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Well, they didn't put no seasoning on it. It was braised in the oven. That's all
Yeah.
they did with it. So I just did a video on iRound about
God.
it. Cut it up, and cook it.
Man,
and
I
this and
tell you, that I watch a few different cooking networks, and they've been going on about this eye around. It's like, man, I have always thought that's the worst cut of meat there is. I mean,
It is
that.
bad.
It's worse than brisket.
on a cow.
It's worse than brisket.
Yeah,
Tough
But-
as nails.
but I do think proper techniques, you could do something with it.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Well,
mean,
somebody
it's
with a little
nothing-
skill, a little imagination, pretty much make anything edible.
Yeah,
Sharp knife, and if you got good knife skills and cut that thing like it's a razor blade, very thin.
Yep.
It's the most tenderest meat you ever had in your life. But other than that, you can hammer nails with it. So
one not too long ago, and I was like, well, I'm gonna freeze this sucker for about an hour, and then I threw it on the slicer and sliced it razor thin, and
hmm
yeah, man, I made some pretty good cheesesteak subs out of that.
I'll bet.
see,
Kind of braised it, and somehow you.
what we did at the show, I made him go get me 4 beef broth, put it into the pan, and as I was taking them off cold, okay, but as I was
Yeah.
taking the wagyu off the grill, I'd put them into the pan to hold them until I pick them up and go to slice them. And they're saying, well, no, it's gonna. That's where experience and backyard guys. I said, no,
Armchair barbecuers.
just be quiet and it'll be fine. And slice it up, and didn't change at all. So what we would do, in with the kids menu, we would cook burgers ahead of time. We had pretty good sized hamburgers, and just lay them in the au. Just lay
Yeah.
them in there,
Keep
take
them
them
warm.
out, heat them back up, and they wouldn't cook anymore, and go from there with it. But you could take a tough cut of meat and you can make it tender. There's a couple different little techniques with it, but that's what you're seeing now is in the supermarket now. Okay, tri-tip.
Yeah.
is-
And the thing that really gets me is that daggone eye round even down here, an eye round roast is like, I guess, about $7 a pound now.
yeah,
That's nuts.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's completely crazy. I got to go this week, and I restock again. Chuck roll, and I'll cut them up all different ways. Denver steak. I like the cap on it. I'll take the cap off, and I'll cut them all up, and I'll get 10 steaks out of that.
Wow.
They cook up really nice. But yeah, I mean, it's getting to the point where you don't even see filet mignon anymore. Ribeyes, you need the bank teller behind you.
That's right. You need to put in for a loan before you go to the grocery.
I got a ribeye roast I bought, and we had plans on it for about around Christmas, but some crap went down, and we didn't get to have it for Christmas. I was like, well, I'll throw it in the freezer and we'll have it for Easter.
There you go.
And so we're gonna rotisserie that sucker.
Nice.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
hide. They asked me to hide Easter eggs out here. I'm gonna hide golf balls.
Just throw,
Pretty good.
throw dollar bills in the yard.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know, gentlemen. I gotta go. I gotta get up
I think I'm
early.
going to wrap
Early.
it up. It's almost 3 hours.
Yeah.
So I
All
think
right,
we'll wrap
bro.
it up.
You getting your watch hours out of this, Grumpus?
As far as I know,
Okay.
I
Good.
should.
Yeah, I'll try to work on getting my sound settings correct. I think
Got-
it may have something to do with, I don't know, Google and the privacy settings and all that stuff too.
Who knows? Well, make
I
sure
mean,
you're running Windows, right?
yeah,
Yeah, just make sure your channel down there where the microphone and volume is,
yeah,
the speaker. Make sure you've got the right thing.
yeah. I checked, and I've got 4 different options,
Yeah.
and like I even put my earbuds in, and they weren't. The microphone on them wasn't even showing up.
No.
So I was like,
Okay.
well, I'll
Well,
I'll deal with it later.
the picture looked really good.
Yeah, it was crystal
It was a
clear. Really
good
good.
camera on it.
All right, gents.
Well,
Have a
I'm
good one.
kind of surprised.
Nice,
All right, you too.
nice seeing you
All
all
right,
again.
Talk to y'all
Don, we'll
later.
see you. We'll see. I'll see you next week if I don't see you sooner.
Okay, Ken.
Chris,
Thank
thanks
you.
for hopping up. It's good seeing you.
Good seeing you too.
Everybody in the chat, I'm not sure who all's left. Well, it said 4 watching, so I guess we were 3 of them. So see y'all next week. It'll be me or Charlotte. I think it's Charlotte's night next week, but if not,
All right.
I'll be here. So y'all have a good evening, good
You too.
weekend. Take care.